What is up, gamers? And welcome back to another Saturday night Turboblaze Trials tournament presented by the team over here at Turboblaze in partnership with Collectors Connection. Before we get into everything tonight, we do want to give a big shout out to our sponsors over at Collectors Connection. You can check out their website at Collectors Connection Duluth for their list of weekly events. And as I always say, if you're living in the Minnesota area, check them out because they are on and popping for TCG card sports. So that is, again, collectorsconnectionduluth.com, and we will get into it tonight. I am joined by Mr. Evan Wiki and SBO
Hello.
on the table, on the desk. How are we doing tonight, guys?
Doing great. Still kind of living off of the high that was this last weekend at Full Grip Games with the team. Just the
OBS trying to do a little bit of reconnect. Just checking everything out. All right. Sorry, Evie. I'm watching the front end here for a second, trying to make sure that everything is okay. And while we do that, we can go ahead and check out the pairings for round one. Let's see if we have any interesting matchups that we want to go out to. Ghouls and Jerblick. We've got Lee and Mickey on table 2. That one might be a fun one to go watch. Don't know what Lee's on today. We've got Ravi and David. That's another good matchup in the first round. Doesn't look like Justice made it out tonight. May have had something going on, but we can hop into any one of those. Let's probably just start with Ghouls, being that he is the 3K champion. We'll just hop in there with
Ghouls
him.
matchup looks interesting for sure.
Okay. Sweet.
Because it looks like they're playing Wo-Chien, so they're trying to mill themselves against a control deck.
That is on table number 7. All right. And I will get us set up here.
Okay, everybody's setups look great.
We're all... Make sure I'm muted and deafened in here.
Mm-hmm. Very excited to see some control gameplay from Ghouls.
And we see the of course, sportsman handshake for Ghouls for the beginning of the game. Looks like, let's see.
So we got Sabelock on Ghouls' end,
Yep.
our full grip champion, playing some controlled knight. And do you know what deck Julie Curb is playing?
Yep, I can let you know here. So
Aram something.
grass. Yep.
It looks like Wo-Chien.
Oh, okay.
Looks like the slug.
Oh, man. That'll be a difficult matchup into a mill deck.
Yeah, it's... I mean, it could go really well.
It could.
Depending on what's set up first.
Wo-Chien's able to go super fast, and with the Forest of Vitality, even a dead board can turn into a very, very much alive board.
They are not running the forest, sadly.
Oh, I spoke too soon.
Yep.
Interesting.
They
Maybe they didn't get theirs in the mail yet.
Yeah. Yeah, and depending on where they're at in the world, like any European players right now, they don't have access to any of the Mega Evolution cards unless they've gotten them from the States because their set was delayed.
I see. I did not realize that.
That's why we play webcam, though, right, guys?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so it looks like we've got Explorer's Guidance must have just been a draw pass. This is crazy. Of course, for those of you watching who aren't familiar, Sableye goal is basically to dig as hard as it can because Sableye can get back 2 items from the discard pile. So it doesn't really matter what you get rid of, it can always get it back. Treats your discard pile as basically like your second hand. Digging even more with Acrobike. See Scoop Up Net go away, Hisuian Heavy Ball. And of course, Scoop Up Net is a great card to get into the discard pile early. It's a card you want to be looping a lot with Sableye because you can continue to scoop up and re-evolve your Alolan Muck, which can mill up to, looks at the top 6 cards of your opponent's deck, and you can discard any items that you find there. Super great for getting rid of Field Blower, Versus Seeker, Pokemon Search, all that stuff. So we see Ghouls memorize cards. Looks like the Rocket's Murkrow, relatively new addition to the deck. And definitely a great card to have turn 1 if he has the energy for it. And he absolutely does. And a Capture Energy to boot. This is fantastic. Flawless start.
Now, something that could come up here is that Cherubi only has 40 HP. Like, what options for damage could there be for a donk?
So, of course, there is Yveltal's attack, Derail, which does 30 damage. But those in the know will know that Sableye plays Morpeko, who for 1 Dark Energy does 20 damage plus an additional 90 if you have an empty hand. I was actually able to donk RDT earlier this week by playing. They just had Solrock pass, and I went second, and I was just able to empty my hand and Morpeko, and that was game. So it's always an option there that you have to watch out for. But we've already attached an energy. Looks like Ghouls doesn't have access to that this turn.
All right. Everything looks good on the front end now, so good to go there.
Great. It's looking good on stream.
Yep.
It's interesting that Ghouls has chosen to capture energy for the Sableye rather than something like the Purloin to maybe evolve into Liepard and get going, but maybe he has options for that in his hand. I don't know. Looks like we're using Battle Compressor right now, and you might be surprised to see Versus Seeker hit the discard pile, but of course, Sableye can get all those items back, so you really actually want to get rid of the items that you'd rather have in hand.
Yeah, turning your deck into your discard to be able to just like search and grab whatever card you want every turn is
super gross.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
And we even see the Flare Grunt here, so we could potentially be looping Versus Seeker for Flare Grunt every turn and just shut this down. So now Murkrow can search the deck for supporter of his choice. I'll be interested to see if this is going to be a setup supporter or maybe a disruption supporter like Delinquent. See what he takes. That is going to be Clay, so looking for more setup.
Yeah, Clay is huge in this deck.
Oh,
being able to essentially like Pokestop, but it's the top 7 is it's gross.
And the deck is, of course, loaded up with items. It is a Pokestop deck at its heart, so Clay can often draw you 4, 5 cards. All right, so let's see how his opponent can respond to such a strong opening turn, digging through so much of the deck. Okay, evolving to Cherrim is great. Cherrim does, of course, have 2 retreat, so we're hoping that they have some way to get out of this Cherrim through a retreat tool or a switching option. But maybe also just attaching Attaching and retreating, not the worst thing when Sharon can attach as many turns, as many energy per turn as it likes.
Almost wondering if they're just going to swing the 70.
Yeah, that's very possible. I mean, a lot of the deck is weak to grass as well. Murkrow has 80 HP. I don't think it's weak to grass, if memory serves, but I could be wrong.
Nope, it is weak to lightning.
That's what I thought. Yeah, a lot of those bird Pokemon are.
You've got the good flying resistant weakness.
So okay, just attaching and passing. Hate to see that. And now is where if he knows what's up, this is where I'd be really trying to fish for a way to thin your hand and go for that more Pico Donk. But maybe he just has too many cards in hand to do that, or maybe that's what he's going for. I don't know. Nope. Instead, just going for Junk Hunt. Seems perfectly reasonable to me. We can play Flare Grunt to get rid of the grass. Oh, no, we played a supporter already, so maybe Flare Grunt later.
It'll be interesting to see what all he grabs off of the Sableye.
Yeah. My suspicion is obviously Versus Seekers coming to hand. It's very possible that he takes Scoop Up Net as well. I think the stream's a little fuzzy, but I think he took Grimer to the bench. So at this point, I think you just want to loop Versus Seeker and Scoop Up Net and just maximize your ability to mill out, unless you're trying to take a donk here. Okay, and we're just going to Murkrow get another supporter. That is, I think, I can't even tell what that is. Is that below?
Looks like Belba, yeah.
Yeah.
Looks like Belba.
So next turn, I mean, Ghoul's just going to be going Muck, B&B, potentially milling anywhere from 3 to 6 cards per turn. That really puts your opponent on a clock.
Especially when they haven't been able to set up.
Yeah. Okay, we do finally see the Turtwig hit the field out of the prize cards. That's a great start. But my suspicion is that this already might be too late. Sableye is an extremely fast deck.
Yeah, once it gets rolling, it's already there.
Yeah. Of course, Wo-Chien can snipe on that final turn and potentially take 2 prize cards, but still got to take 4 prize cards before that point. So maybe deciding what to do. Maybe there's eyeing up Guzma in hand, maybe trying to trap the Muck or the Grimer. Yep, going to trap the Grimer. Grimer does have a high retreat cost. For those of you who don't know, also, Grimer's first attack is really important for the deck as well. Collect draws 2 cards for 0 energy. So Grimer is actually one of the best leads of the deck. Of course, at this point, Ghouls does not need to draw more cards. He just needs to mill. And, of course, here comes the Muck. Or no, the Liepard, sorry. I really thought that was Muck. Okay, maybe the Muck's already in hand.
I do know he hit the Muck off of the clay last turn.
Oh, okay. Then that would make a lot of sense. So maybe we're going to see if we can get into it.
Maybe Stretcher.
Yeah, Stretcher with Arvin. That would be great. And we do have... And the Scoop Up Net is, of course, in the discard pile still too, so may not be able to get out of the Grimer this turn. We'll see. Pokegear here. Clara, that would do it as well. Yep.
What if he did grab the Arvin, he would have access to Float and...
Yeah, I think the Arvin is what's going to get played this turn for sure, rather than the Clara.
Guess it just depends on what's prized as well.
Yes.
Yep, there's the Arvin.
So, yep, Floatstone sounds great. And there's the Stretcher. There you go.
Good old float stretch.
And of course, Stretcher is another fantastic card to be looping with Sableye. Get back any Pokemon, get back any energy. Who could complain?
Just constant loop.
Yep. Here comes Muck. Probably okay. He is going to evolve this turn. So he gets to look at the top 6 cards of his opponent's deck, and he can choose to discard any items he finds there. Now, in a real-life tournament, your opponent does not actually get to see these 6 cards, but, of course, this is webcam. No such luck. And he will choose to discard that level ball, for sure. Another fun property of Muck is you don't actually have to discard the items that you find there, since it is hidden knowledge to your opponent. So, in a scenario where your opponent's kind of bricked out and you just need to keep them stuck for a little bit, sometimes it's actually good to not mill items that are no longer useful. But right now he's just going to try to mill, and there's the Verse Seeker, the Scoop Up Net. We're going to be milling a ridiculous amount of cards every turn pretty soon. Okay, Julie Curb has a grass in hand. Do we have a way to get in a grottle, though? Rare Candy.
Oh.
What are we doing with that Rare Candy? That's not what Rare Candy does. Uh-oh. Okay, maybe didn't understand the Rare Candy. No problem. And no. Okay, we see an Evo Soda in hand, so we can Evo Soda for the grottle at least. That'll get us playing a little bit.
Yeah, and one thing worth noting in a situation like this is not only are you trying to outpace the mill, but if you're set up enough to be taking knockouts, you probably don't want to be searching any further than you have to.
Yes, absolutely.
Anything that you can leave in the deck is
yeah, we are not trying to fit the deck right now. We need buffer against those B&Bs. But still, of course, Torterra only does 50 per evolution Pokemon, so probably want to get at least one more evolution line going if possible. Eldegoss does not seem too bad.
Because it's very easy to accidentally overextend when playing grass.
Big time.
Just being in the mindset previous games of oh, gotta get all these things on bench, gotta evolve all this, and then you look at your deck and it's 5 cards, and your opponent's I'm playing mill. Shouldn't have done that, huh?
And of course, it's a delicate game too, because Sableye does have access to that Galarian Moltres, which does 50 more per prize card the opponent's taken. So there's the other end too, where if you try to just play 2 Pokemon and nothing else, you could just get ran over by Moltres. So it takes a very skilled player to kind of walk that tightrope.
Yeah, get that balance.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we got a little bit more board, but I mean, Ghouls just off to the races now. We're hitting Mill 3, Balalba and Bryson Man. Ghouls does not care at all what he hits from his own deck. He can just get it all right back. And we've scooped up the Muck, so we can Muck next turn. And if I had to take a guess, I suspect that we're just going to loop Versus Seeker and Scoop Up Net. Unless something weird's going on here.
He does still have Verse Seeker in hand because he had the Mill.
Oh, that's right. B&B. Yep. Okay, so then he gets the Lannis Fishing Rod. That sounds great. Perfect.
You get to loop that Floatstone back in for more pivot.
Yeah, Floatstone is definitely a card you're going to want to get back. Potentially even, Luxurious Cape, Moltres if it ever got to that point. Don't think it will for a while. This is also an open list tournament, so if you ever suspected your opponent had Lost City, you would want to get your Rescue Scarf back, but suspect the Wo-Chien deck is not going to play that. So here comes Torterra. That's a good start. Do we have the 2 energy to actually swing with Torterra, though? Yeah, we've got Netball for 1. Over the Torterra.
Yep, 2 energy.
Yep. So Evo Press just for 100. That's more than enough to knock out 70 HP Sableye. Very small little dude. But, I mean, we've got Clara in hand. I'm sure he has plenty of ways to get this back.
Looks like they're eyeing up that Adventures Guidance.
Okay.
Okay, they're pal padding that.
Sure. Palpad's a great card. Though Guzma, getting the second Guzma back is definitely nice. Explorer's Guidance, better than nothing. It's a card.
Yeah, I mean, anything to fight the melt is.
And you definitely don't want to get that Palpad accidentally, hit by something like Delinquent out of your hand. Looks like the hand is very small on Curb's end. And we are finally taking a prize, which is great. There's the Morpeko. Morpeko's attack, of course, gets back 1 item to hand, so sort of a Sableye at home, if you will. We're going to see another Belelbin Bryson Man hitting 3. There goes the Rescue Stretcher. Do have to be mindful of how much Pokemon recovery is available to you.
Yep.
Going right into the muck again.
There's mucking again. I love it. Of course, the early mucks versus Seeker, that's a huge hit. The earlier you can muck, the better. And of course, the more times you muck, there will be less items to hit. But
yeah, just the Reverse Seeker, but still
muck
big.
Reverse Seeker is great.
Pretty good late game, for sure.
It's all the doctor ordered.
Scoop up net.
All
We're
right.
going to reset it again.
Yep. And we're just going to go into Morpeko here, and maybe we'll just see Morpeko to get back versus Seeker or something along those lines.
Yeah, budget item hunt. A budget junk hunt, as schools calls it.
Yeah. That's another great thing about having Rescue Scarf is you don't really want to have to spend your supporter on Clara or have to spend your junk hunt on a Rescue Stretcher or something like that.
Right.
But he seems more than comfortable to just go in with this. You could probably see a Clara next turn once the Morpeko's knocked out to just get back both of them and 2 energy.
Right. Yep, I agree. That's what I would imagine as well. Probably why he, you're tearing through this deck anyway, like you had previously mentioned. So seeing even the Rescue Stretcher go, it's probably okay because he's got Clara. He just has access to that loaded in.
Big time. And we do take the Eldegoss. I don't necessarily hate that. I mean, you do need to have some sort of board presence for, again, the possible scenario where your Torterra just dies to Moltres in a couple prize cards. So having Eldegoss and Cherim gives you a little bit of insurance. Maybe you can swing back with a Zarude or something for weakness. Moltres is weak to grass.
Speaking of tearing through a deck, yeah.
Hapu, that's crazy work.
Yep.
Not sure that I would do that, but maybe there's something he's looking for.
Really ripping into the deck.
Trying to get to that Wo Chien, and I'm not really sure, guys, if he realizes what is going to hit him if he gets to that point. I mean, he already sees the mill going down on the side.
I don't mind the
Wo
Wo Chien, but
that field
I'd
blower?
be doing Wo Chien.
That's field
It's ending the game, not right now.
I agree.
Certainly
That's
not
field
trying to
blower
work.
down.
Yeah, oof.
That's big.
So there is Wo Chien. I mean, again, not a bad Pokemon, and thinning the deck of energy too. Oh,
Yeah, it
hurts.
a lot of thin.
Soul. I was actually hoping to maybe see a Zarude or something hit the bench.
Got something to actually
They're
just
running the
swing,
energy?
physically swing.
Yeah.
Pokestop
Don't click
as well.
Pokestop.
Holy moly, guys.
Oh,
No way.
No,
Okay,
no.
okay.
Don't do that. Oh, and 3 whiff?
They whiffed it.
Yeah. And Pokestop is a stadium that Sableye loves to see as well. They play
Absolutely,
Pokestop.
they play it. Mm-hmm.
So Ghouls would be more than happy to just click that Pokestop, get to the bottom of his deck, and then start looping Pal Pad.
Yep.
All right,
Yeah,
so
that's
are we going to see a Clara this
got
turn?
Clara.
Do we have Surge for Clara and then B&B maybe? I don't know.
Gonna go Muck first.
Muck Monday. All right, Lana's Fishing Rod instead. Maybe he's got a Pokemon Search in hand. Or no. Oh, get your sequencing right. Okay, Muck first. Sure. What do we got? Super Rod.
Rod.
That's pretty bad.
Super Rod
Revitalizer.
Revitalizer. Oh my gosh, there's the
Yeah,
recovery.
that's not good at all.
Yep.
Is that? Yeah.
So now we go into a world where, again,
Wow.
we can just Galarian Moltres sweep if that ends up being the case.
Yeah,
because
I mean, the
Juve's
deck's
not
looking
gonna
like
be
it's
able to
moved to
recover. Yeah.
10 cards or something. And then, I think U-turn board was milled by accident. That was no longer an item.
Yep.
Yeah, it looks like we're
Ghouls
down
got
to
that.
single-digit decks here. Game is going to be
boy.
over pretty shortly.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
what's
that-
missing tonight. Yeah, a timer.
And then VS Seeker, we do see the B&B again. Ghouls just going for the
Oh my
throat here.
goodness.
No respect whatsoever. Just deck that. Get that deck out of here.
We do have about 18 minutes left in round.
Yeah,
For
I
those
mean,
watching.
Sableye does not mince words. It gets to the bottom
Yeah,
and starts milling pretty quick. Does not often go to time.
it's very in the realm of other TBZ decks of just let her rip. And
Yep. And
what
there's
happens,
Luxcape
happens.
on the Sableye. Sableye has no weakness. It's not weak to grass. So that Luxcape Sableye is actually able to live in Evo Press, which is hilarious. If he ends up finding the Luxcape, of course.
Down to 6 cards in deck.
So, sorry, how did he get the Sableye back? I saw that he fishing rodded. Did he have a ball?
He had quick ball, yeah.
Ball, okay. Cool. Yep, and then we can just loop Verse Seeker and Scoop Up Net, or maybe just Verse Seeker and Rescue Stretcher or something like that. We do have the Energy Retrieval Moltres in hand, which is hilarious.
Yeah, I think he's just comfortable going for the...
Scoop Up Net, just go for the throat here. Or no, is thinking about the Stretcher. I was going to take Stretcher in his position. Yep, I think that's very safe. Beautiful. And then back off over here, I think Curbs maybe is starting to see the writing on the wall. A little too early for that Wo-Chien. Wo-Chien could take 2 prizes here, but for those of you who don't know, Wo-Chien's attack does 20 to the active, but an additional 120 damage to 2 bench Pokemon, but only if you have 3 cards or less in your deck remaining.
Yep. Not quite there, are we? Probably
Against
getting
decks
close.
that can't mill, that's usually not a problem. You can sit at 3 cards in deck for a surprisingly long
Pokestop
time.
again.
But Pokestopping here, I mean,
3
maybe-
supporters.
definitely wants to get that Wo-Chien off for the style points, but 1 B&B and you're going home.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cards in deck, maybe. So not as thin as I thought it was, actually. But I definitely wouldn't be pushing it any further. Just take your Evo Press.
Yeah,
So-
for 4 prizes left,
Because there's a decent line here where you can Torterra for 4 prizes. That's only on 4 prizes does Moltres become active, and then Wo-Chien can take maybe the last 2 potentially. Seems like the only win condition here. I think we could also see a world where that Moltres with the energy retrieval comes down and potentially bosses up the Wo-Chien. Try to take it out. You're Pokestopping. That's going to be a counter catcher. That feels great.
And while the players play out early results coming in from the
Let's hear
board
it.
so far, I've got Ravi on RDT taking down David on a Darkness deck. So weakness playing into that. Definitely
Nice.
Ravi getting the advantage there. And then
Is David
Venom,
also playing Sableye?
he is
I know he often
playing.
does.
He is on. Yes, he is on Sableye. That is
Yeah.
correct. SBO. Yep. So David on Sableye. Round 1 lost to RDT, and then
Wow.
Cap'n on Water. Palathin Brew looks like. Let's see if they've got the new stadium in there. I would imagine so. Yeah,
Seems
and
like
the new
very cool.
Surfing Beach Stadium. So Cap'n also taking a round 1 loss to Venom. Let's see what Venom's on tonight as well.
Venom is on Burn Fire.
Burn
Oh my
Fire.
gosh.
Oh
You know
yeah.
Venom's
That's
been in love with
amazing.
that deck lately.
Okay.
Very funny.
So we've got some really
Um,
cool decks out
I'm
in the
excited
field
for
tonight.
That's very cool. That's really
We
cool.
love to see cool decks win.
Have we seen Clara go down from Julik's side yet?
I don't think so, but I could be mistaken. We've seen a lot of item-based recovery go
Yeah.
down. There's another B&B. I don't know what just got hit. Battle compressor or something else. Okay, and now we're at the bottom of the deck. So at this point, we can start looping Palpad, and this is where it gets really dangerous. When Sableye can loop Palpad and Versus Seeker, you can
Right.
actually play Lieutenant Surge, B&B, B&B, and mill 6 every turn.
Right.
Absolutely disgusting. So playing the Palpad preemptively, don't want to deck out. You have to do the Palpad as your final action. So we could just see Palpad for just B&B potentially. Okay. Without a Liepard in play. We'd
Right.
rather just
no
guarantee
trade
that.
online just yet. Countercatcher's
So we're
going to
gonna
bring up.
Countercatcher trap something. What are we trapping here? That Eldegoss only has 1 retreat. But that's okay.
Yep. Just one more card that's going to have to be committed to retreat it and move it.
Yep.
And the Belelba Bryson man that did mill the Beautyfly, a quick ball, and the battle compressor there. I was able to go back on stream.
Okay.
And now, yep, we're going to see the Versus Seeker and the Palpad. What you can do now is you can, actually, Energy Retrieval?
Does
All right,
have the Moltres in
Moltres
hand.
time. Yeah.
Okay, so just playing it a little safe, wants to make sure that he doesn't get janked by something here, and taking the Energy Retrieval just in case he needs to bail out with Moltres. That seems okay to me. Or does he second guess himself and just go for Versus Seeker and just try to mill faster than those last prize cards can be taken?
I think that.
Of course, we know 3 prize cards. Can't take 3 prizes in 1 turn, but Wo-Chien could definitely take 2, so something to consider here.
Yeah, and Curb's
How we
down
get
to
through
3
these?
prizes. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so it's getting a little tight.
So we're angling for maybe 1 more Evo Press and then a Wo-Chien to finish us out.
Yep.
So what's it going to be? What's it going to be? You want to make sure that you also have enough cards in hand that if you are Moltres sweeping, you don't accidentally deck yourself out mid-sweep. So looks like we have Syncate in hand. So Syncate can get us some stuff while we're sweeping. Yeah, takes Rescue Stretcher and Palpad. Probably thinking exactly what I'm thinking. If he's going into a Moltres here, doesn't want to deck out, those 2 cards will give you 5 more turns to work with, potentially.
It's going to get scary, though, because over that 5 turns, that the grass player's probably going to hit the 3 cards at the bottom of their deck, and that Wo-Chien does hit Galarian Moltres for weakness, so...
It does,
it's a little
though it's
sketchy
only doing
here.
20 to the active.
They don't have energy in deck?
Uh-oh. Whiffing energy in deck, is it possible that they are completely out of ways?
We know
Oh, there is energy in hand.
Energy
though.
in hand. Okay.
So we're not out of this quite yet.
Pokestop?
Oh, yeah.
Do we dare Pokestop when
Pokestop at this
the
economy?
draw for turn? Of course, if Curbs ends their turn with 3 cards or less in deck, that is game to a Belelba Bryson man. So we have to take a knockout and keep at least 4 cards in hand.
In the deck.
U-turn board, Guzma. What are we?
What's the third?
Gladian. Absolutely nothing. And let's get a quick count here. I don't know how many that was. If we're 4, we're only barely safe.
They still don't have enough energy for the Wo-Chien. Or do they?
No, Wo-Chien's first attack is only 2 energy. Is it
Okay.
3 in deck? Are we going for the Wo-Chien attack this turn? That would be very interesting. Evolve into Silcoon.
And there's either
Yeah.
4 or 3 cards in that deck. It is
And
very
that's gonna-
thin.
I would love to know how many there are, because that completely changes
Everything
the dynamic of
Yep.
everything. Yep.
But again, it's like this weird kind of pressure spot where if he is at 3 or less, he just
It's
loses
over.
to a B&B. Right. This turn, he goes in for the 2 prizes.
All right, so he gets his 2 prizes. He's
Yep.
going to go down to 1, but that's unfortunately going to just be how he goes out, going out on his own terms.
Ghoul's asking probably
'cause
how
he
many
just-
cards left in deck.
So Muck's gone, and he gets to take 1 more KO, but only going to do 20 to that Sableye, and definitely not enough. And 20 the active kills the Murkrow, and of course, we're just going to draw
Top stack
B&B,
Belelba, good game.
play it, and pack it up.
Beautiful.
Nice work. I have to say, I'm very impressed with Curbs. I thought that the match was completely over, but in those last couple turns, I was starting to wonder. I have to admit.
That's some wild prizing too.
Let's see what we had. So we had the Purloin, the Peonia, and the Surge. So a
Ooh.
no Liepard game and a no Surge
No
game as
Surge
well. I didn't
game.
actually notice the Surge was
Same.
prized.
Yep.
I should have paid better attention.
The stamp as well. Yeah. All right. I am going to hop off of webcam momentarily.
Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. We have got
All right, let's see how these how's the rest of our tables doing here.
Yeah, so looking at the results page, we've got the results pulled up on stream right now. Looks like we've got Lee with a round 1 win, Ravi with a round 1 win, and Ghouls all with a round 1 win. So
Excellent.
Turbo Blazers, none of us hit each other
3-0.
tonight, and 3-0 across the board. So that looks good. Let's take a look at the meta share.
Let's see some of these games.
You can pop in there while I rip through, because we got about 7 minutes left. Usually that first round I like to kind of give a overview of what's here tonight. So
Absolutely.
it looks like tonight we've got a pretty diverse meta share. A lot of different decks represented actually. So we've got 4 fighting on the board tonight with, it's not all RDT either. It looks like we've got a Garganackle build from Gavin. Grayson is on a Garganackle build as well. Fireball is on RDT. And Ravi on RDT. Then water decks, there are 3 of those in the room. We've got Mickey on a water deck tonight with the cast forms, both Rainy Day and Sunny form. Cast form, free water. Yep.
Exciting.
Free water. Let's see if Mickey's running the new stadium. Yep, Surfing Beach is included in this list. So
fantastic stadium when you're running like 10. What's one more?
Yep. Let's see. Cap'n, we mentioned him on his Palafin list. And then Lee on what looks to be Milo Pump. Yep, that's exactly what Lee's on tonight.
Okay.
So Lee running out here with a water deck tonight after he got his win with the Dragon deck. I imagine that he's probably looking to move on, play some other tops. Of course, we've got 2 on Sableye with Ghouls and David. 2 fire, one of those being the Burn deck. And Kyle, I imagine, is on his fire spread list. Yep, that is right. Let's see. Like I said, a bunch of different decks out there today.
We got an exciting one from my heart is Safety Sam is playing Gothitelle, the one that gets a stadium from the discard pile and puts it into play. It's a deck that I was playing in like 2023, back when I was terrible at GLC.
Yep.
And seems like he is bringing it tonight, which is really awesome to see. Very underplayed Pokemon.
Yep. That Gothitelle, we've got it pulled up on stream here from Furious Fist.
Yep.
Like,
and it looks like he's playing very few stadiums, just Artisan, Dimension Valley, and Parallel. But if you can just push Parallel every single turn or push Dimension Valley every single turn, It's pretty gross.
Exactly. Yep. Looping those two of the most powerful stadiums in the format for sure. So Safety Sam is one of the 2 socket lists that we have out tonight. And then rounding out the meta, we also have 2 grass, 1 metal. And we saw the grass on stream last round. Scrag is on, looks like, a Rillasaur list, but no Venusaur anymore. It's Meganium. Meganium, the new big bad from Mega Evolution, doing the same doubling of energies, but a much better attacker, better retreat cost, all around just replacing Venusaur. And then finally, the metal list rounding us out with Sliggoo. And, Sliggoo, always a very accomplished player on a pretty thin, low-to-the-ground list here, non-Pokemon, featuring that Galarian Berserker. The steel attacks do, metal attacks do 20 more damage to the opponent's active, so a little bit of a boost in the damage for Sliggoo in that way. Wow, that was a lot, SPO. Sorry, had to go for a minute, but got a big field tonight and a bunch of different decks, so I was excited to kind of go through them all real quick.
Oh, absolutely. Super stoked about it. We just got 2 more rounds finishing up. We've got a RDT playing against Turbo Lost Zone right now. It looks like RDT's got only 1 more prize left to take. It's going to be looking like a strong win for RDT in that game. And it looks like we have another game of RD. Sorry, I think this is Garganackle against the Fire Spread, and this looks like there's still a lot of prize cards left. 3 prizes on both sides. That one might, unfortunately, be going to time. But we still got 3 minutes left in the round. Anything could happen. I know one card that could help Fire Spread out here is that Torchic, which I do see on Kyle's bench. That Torchic can attack twice per turn, which pairs really well with both TM Blindside and TM Crisis Punch, potentially taking 2 prizes out of nowhere.
Some people in the chat pointing out some pretty interesting things that are being mentioned. Is there an Ice-Cube in the field tonight?
Oh, if there is, I haven't seen it.
I'm about to take a little look-see at some of these lists.
Yes, please do. Please do.
Not in Mickey's. Let's see if Cap'n is running it.
Is Lee playing it? There's no way.
I think
no, Lee's not. No, Lee is.
I was about
Lee
to say,
has
he
the
talked
Ice
about
Cube.
it. He talked about it today for a little bit, so that's probably the person on it for sure. Yeah, Lee is.
For those of you who don't know, the Ice Cube says during your opponent's next turn, this Pokemon can't be hit by basic Pokemon's attacks. So effectively trying to be a total wall against those basic only decks, such as, of course, the newly minted RDT and classics like Drago Box too.
Yep.
So very interesting tech. I'm excited to see if it'll work out for him tonight. Love looking at that type pie, though. It's so funny seeing fighting being the most played deck in the room, and certainly it's not people just playing their favorite decks. I mean, people are playing fighting to win. It's definitely one of the strongest types right now.
Yep.
Very surprising. If you tried to tell me that a year ago, wouldn't believe you.
Yeah, fighting got essentially all the tools and more with the new Mega Evolution set. There are pieces out there that, I know that we're going to talk about the RDT video in the coming week, but Marshadow was a card that we kind of stumbled upon by your advisement just a couple days before the tournament. And again, like I said, that there is way more in this fighting support that has not been explored yet. The Hariyama with the Gust ability, that plays a lot like the Harambe that we have built with the double, just being able to Gust. So there's a lot out there to be explored with fighting right now. It got a ton of upgrades with the new set. And that is time in the round. So these players will have now +1 turn to figure out a result to their games, as by Pokemon standards set in motion in September. So we will let this final table play out.
Yeah, just one more match going. It looks like we're going to see the Garganackle attacking. 2 prizes remaining for the Garganackle players. They won't be able to finish the game in time. But 2 prizes are remaining for Fire Spread, who actually can take both of those prizes with Torchic. So it's either going to be a tie, or if Kyle can pull out a Torchic combo here, we could see a surprise win for Fire Spread on the final turn.
Got us in the table real quick just to get a peek.
Yeah, let's take a look at that match.
Yeah.
I'm having trouble loading it on my end. I think my internet's going, so you're going to have to give me the play-by-play here.
They are both kind of in a little bit of a blender in terms of the quality of their...
Oh, I think we're back.
All right, so
the question here is, do we attack with the Garganackle? And I think if we're trying to play with the tie, I maybe wouldn't have, but he chose to go for the KO anyway. This could open up a Crisis Punch play.
And we see...
But I don't know if that's going to line up here. It looks like we might be going for a Blaze. We've gone for the Blaziken rather than the Torchic here. Can we take 2 KOs with this Blaziken this turn? There's a Machoke on the bench, so we're going to have to see a Hex. And we're thinning. See if we can find Hex plus some damage modifiers. I don't think it's going to be possible, unfortunately. We do see the Surge, the Hex, and the
Iono. Uh-oh.
Okay, I mean, Iono, maybe we're going to try to find Muscle Band plus some other damage modification. I don't know if there's going to be the cards in the game to actually get these 2 prizes, though. All right, so we're going to go for the attack. We do kill the Machoke, but that is going to be it. So I'm going to go mute and talk to these guys here.
For sure. I will come back to the standings page. All right, so 16 total players in the house tonight. Like I said, we've got a pretty diverse spread on the decks. I'm really excited to see where the evening goes. Only 1 tie for round 1, so that is pretty good to, at least we're going to see some all 1-0 matchups going into the next round. And just be able to see some more Pokemon play out. All right. Round 2 has been posted. Let's take a look and see what we have. We've got Ghouls and Scrag.
They did end up going down 1 prize, so they've agreed that a tie is pretty fair. They had a pretty even board state.
Yeah.
Not entirely obvious who would have won.
And Lee is paired Fire versus Water. Let's see. You mentioned Safety Sam. Safety Sam's a good buddy of ours, and I like seeing Robbie on stream too sometimes.
Yep,
for
I think that'd be a very good
He hasn't
match.
had a big chance to be on often. So let's get Robbie on. We'll go to table 3 and see that matchup.
Yeah, I'm excited to see. Of course, Ravi is on our favorite RDT, possibly the best deck in format, certainly among the top echelon.
Yeah.
Can it be bested by this tricky psychic deck? I don't know. Of course, you know the answer as well as I. What do you think of RDT's matchup into Psychic?
Well, as Ghoul said it himself on the stream interview, I think that it is not nearly as bad as what you would expect. Half your deck is not weak to Psychic, the type. Half the deck is, stands weak to Grass. So the type diversity there is great. Soul Rock, the early aggression that Soul Rock provides, kind of makes you be able to weather some of the Psychic storms. Obviously, unless they start like an Iron Boulder and, pop off with a Dimension Valley, match hand, knockout turn one, your Soul Rock
Absolutely.
can go 2 into it and usually be okay. 2 hits into it. So,
Absolutely. Those evolving basics just get absolutely shredded by Soul Rock.
yep.
The speed of that card is disgusting. And as you said, Iron Boulder can be tough. It has minus 30 fighting resistance, 140 HP. So that can be a hard Pokemon to break through. But even a lot of the other ones, like Necrozma, does not resist fighting. Giratina only has a 20 resist to fighting. So it can only take a 150 damage to KO it.
Well, Safety Sam's camera is abysmal. Let me see if that's the best he's got in terms of.
Yeah, it's vertical. It's not ideal. If we could get that going sideways, that would be great.
There we
Oh,
go.
Okay. Yeah, do you want to say anything to him, or should I say something to him here?
I don't know. I may be able to fix it anyway.
Okay. Yeah, it'll take some creative cropping.
It's okay. Safety Sam, for those who do not know, is a roadie. Spends most of his time in a truck. So I'm not going to give him too much heck for having a less than ideal setup. We love Safety Sam and the ability that he can play. I'm cool with it.
Oh yeah.
I'll work.
And I mean, the play area is definitely visible as long as nothing's
is.
going off to the side there. We're totally fine with that.
Yep. Yeah, I can make that work totally fine for me. And then we get Ravi's board set. And while I get them fixed. Okay, everything looks good there, SBO. Cool. Alright, so, like you said, we've got a Tricky Psychic list up against RDT. And I could not be more excited to see RDT in the hands of Ravi. Very astute player. One of our young superstars from the Turboblaze team. Very excited.
You're one of those many new players who saw RDT full grip and are trying to pick it up for themselves. I'm sure Ravi will give you a great showing of the deck, what it's supposed to do. All right, we start in the Scream Tail from Safety Sam, a very exciting tech, and Lunatone from Ravi. So those of you who play Standard, I'm sure, are familiar with Scream Tail. It does 20 more damage for each damage counter on it, and it is a snipe attack. It can hit the active or the bench, so it pairs really nicely with Giratina. Giratina's attack does 40 damage to one of your own Pokemon. If you can do it once, your Scream Tail is sniping for 80. If you can do it twice, Scream Tail is sniping for 160 damage, which is quite potent, but a lot of work to set up. So attach the Scream Tail, bench the Natu, and pass. Now I'm curious, looking at the list here, I don't see any of the TMs with this Natu. The TMs with the extra prize Natu is one of my absolute favorites. But looking like no TMs today, and that's all right. I think if I'm playing a no TM Psychic deck, my choice in Natu has got to be that 60 HP, draw a card for a colorless energy. Can't go wrong with that. 40 HP can be a little scary sometimes.
Right.
And we got Battle VIP pass off of Arvin. This is going to be an explosive start. If we can grab Muscle Band potentially and get a Soul Rock KO, oh, there it is.
There it is.
Jesus. And this is what makes RDT so good into Psychic.
So oppressive. Just the speed.
Psychic needs a turn or two to set up. It's one of the strongest types in the format, but it's not one of the fastest types in the format. And sometimes it just gets ran over. This might be one of those times.
Yeah, just it's low to the ground.
Yep.
It's one of those things that we took note of very early on. It's just the ability to, hey, if we get to play the game, then more often than not, you just get to shake and move with this deck. You get to get in there very early, and like you said, put on that very early aggression that Psychic, for one of those types doesn't really love to see.
No, absolutely not. And the deck has lots of other great fast lines into decks like Psychic and Water too. If you don't have access to the Soul Rock, the Ting Lu lead can be extremely oppressive. Think about how bad it would be here to have your Natu at 1 health remaining on turn 1.
Yep,
incredibly scary. We see the Ting Lu come down too. Oh my gosh. Looking at the list here, there's no bench barrier, so that Ting Lu is going to be an absolute menace.
What is Safety Sam doing after having watched the 3K?
I mean, the only thing we can say positive about it is at least Screamtail will be hitting a little harder. It gets Ting Lu'd.
Yep.
And we see the Magma's Great Ball that gets 1 fighting energy. In case you're wondering, why are we playing Magma's Great Ball? Why not a different card? Well, Magma's Great Ball has ball in the name, so you can get it off of Ball Guy, which no other energy search has.
Again, super consistent. That's what we wanted.
That means if you're playing Ball Guy, you can get energy, and you can get both of the rocks. If one of them's prized, you can even take a Suing Heavy Ball.
Don't care.
Ball Guy is always going to be one of the strongest openers for the deck.
Yep.
So we see and the letter for 2 more energy, so we can draw. We can get even more energy, as long as we have a way to retreat.
Come down in this with all of this.
Oh,
I mean,
that would be great. So we have the Muscle Band. Do we have the U-turn board or Floatstone to switch out? We do.
Yep.
And there goes Screamtail.
I'm pretty sure Safety Sam's about to pick it up.
Yeah. So we've just got a solo Natu. We're going to need to see something a little tankier, maybe a Giratina or something to soak a hit from Soul Rock, or we're going to be completely out of this game. Not a moment to breathe.
No.
What did I miss, guys?
RD.
Soul Rock.
Soul Rock.
Soul Rock doing its thing?
Oh,
yes.
Yeah. 1 Soul Rock, Muscle Band,
Battle
VIP Pass.
Yes.
And are we just going to see just Tulip for an energy and Screamtail? Oh, gosh. That is not what you want to see. It's looking like a Xatu to draw forward.
Let me find Professor's letter off of the draw.
Thin the deck a little bit, but I hope we saw something better off of that Xatu draw than just letter.
All right.
Got to get some Pokemon down, or it is going to be too late.
And the other issue is everything in play has grass weakness. So you can't even try and cheese something at this point.
There is no cheese whatsoever. The Xatu does have 100 HP, so it's technically living a hit, but it won't be that hard for Robbie to find Premium Power Pro or Strong Energy or some other way to boost that damage and get the knockout.
Field Blower is going to remove that Muscle Band, so it's going to make it even just a little bit tougher. So you're going to need both of those pieces now.
Well, just the Premium Power Pro would do it.
Yeah, it's 100 HP on the Xatu.
But
not resistant, right?
Resistance
does go through resistance.
Oh, yeah. Listen.
Which is why it's so strong. I mean, if Solrock didn't hit through resistance, the matchup would be a completely different story.
Correct.
All right, so it's off to Ravi. Just a pass. Did not find any more Pokemon by the looks of things. I love looking around Ravi's desk. It's like a little I Spy game. You got the Mew coins. You got the Hollow Knight Silk Song. A little Smash Ball, I think. We're going to draw forward with Lunatone. I love it. So I'll be interested to see what's the angle this turn. Are we going to try to set up another attacker like the Okidogi or Blood Moon or Saluna? Are we going to go for a Ting-Lu spread to set up some math, or do we just doink with Soul Rock? Guzman Hollow, that could have gotten Strong Energy and been a knockout, so very heads up on the Field Blower on the Muscle Band. My guess, we're going to see a Brooklet Hill here. We're going to see a Rainbow Energy, and I think he's going to try to establish the Okie Dokie.
Yeah.
Okie Dokie is one of the easiest cards to just run over an undeveloped board.
Right. Yeah, and that's why I was okay with the Tinglu line, but unless you have multiple stadiums to follow up, and like you had mentioned, you're fueling the Screamtail anyway if you go that route, I think you just safely attack active here and, like you said, establish the Okie Dokie
if
on
we had a
bench.
couple more Pokemon, like a Ralts down or an Inkay down, I think I'd be more interested in Tinglu, but the value on Tinglu is just not there this turn. I think I'd rather just poke and set up more attackers.
Yep.
So, doing his diligence, doing that good old prize check. Make sure everything he wants is here. There's going to be a training court, a fighting energy, or a strong fighting energy. And I don't know what tools we have left. Maybe U-turn board? Or the focus sash.
Yeah.
Of course, Okie Dokie is one of the only Pokemon with a psychic weakness in this deck, but focus sash means you do not really care.
Mm-hmm.
Feels kind of weird putting focus sash on a Pokemon with 230 HP, but that's what you do sometimes.
Yeah, when you don't want to get blown back by Gardevoirs and Giratinas and anything that can swing with that Okie Dokie, that's a very good tool to just kind of solidify.
Okay. So are we going to go into the Tinglu here? It looks like we are.
It's looking like
Interesting.
Conserving the energy with the U-turn board on the Soul Rock.
I mean, this is fundamentally one energy a turn sort of thing. With the Halucha? This is very surprising.
It almost feels like he's going too hard on the Tinglu.
I don't think that the Halucha really sets up any math for you here. Yeah, I don't really understand that angle. I mean, Tinglu is okay, but does that Xatu not resist fighting? Hold on. And let's fact check that and just make sure that we got the right damage amount here.
Gotcha.
It does resist fighting. I'm going to let them know real quick.
Yep.
To work with.
Hey, guys, just so you know, the Xatu does resist fighting, so please reduce that down to 20 damage on the Xatu.
You're right.
Thank you, guys.
Forgot that he was a bird, in fact.
Yes.
All right, and so now we're seeing some setup. This is what I might have wanted to save my Halucha ping for. Halucha's ping can set up the Blood Moon Ursaluna really nicely. Especially onto some of those chunkier Pokemon that we're seeing now on the bench. So I think, maybe a little preemptive on some of the bench snipe there.
Agreed.
And now we can Screamtail. We're hitting for 100 damage with the Screamtail. That is not quite enough to take a knockout.
Knocks out the Halucha. So save you
to
take the prize card. Yep.
Not 100% sure what we're putting the muscle band on Screamtail for, though.
I agree.
I don't think that really sets up any math here.
Yeah, not if you are on the swing.
No, and don't forget, muscle band only does 20 more damage if you're hitting the active Pokemon. So you cannot use that to boost your snipe.
Boy, muscle band would be a crazy card if it did.
Boy, that would be nice.
Yeah, Electivire would be a problem.
That would be a huge problem. I mean, Tinglu would be
we're not doing that one.
50 to all would be just absolutely horrendous.
Yeah, that'd be rough.
So I'm curious, maybe Robbie didn't know about the resistance, or maybe had some other things going through his mind, but
well, this is the good though. He has tenacity.
This is a good
so it's like
now.
There's the follow up, right? And that was what I was wondering. It's like if you have a second stadium to follow up, then it's not nearly as bad. But you don't want to get that Tinglu up there and just get it kind of stuck swinging for 30 in the mid game.
I will also mention the Screamtail does resist fighting, so the Screamtail's only going to be taking 20 damage.
Oh my
That
goodness.
means that it's going to be swinging for 120 plus 20 with Muscle Band. It could knock out the Ting Lu.
He does
So
still
the
have
Halucha Ting
Sash
actually
on,
working
correct?
really strongly against Ravi in this case.
Mm-hmm.
Gives up a prize card and sets up for even worse math.
He does still have the Sash though, right?
He does have the
Yeah.
Sash, so we might see that be committed to the Ting Lu. I think I would consider
And
it, but
field
of course,
blowers
Screamtail
down.
can snipe around it and kill one of the rocks.
True.
All right, so we do get some good numbers. This will help big time with killing the Giratina and the Gardevoir later. So I like this Ting Lu, even though I didn't really like the first one as much. But we're definitely going to need to see some backup attackers here. This board state could get out of control.
What was? Hey, Carpenter's telling us to stop. That the snot should have only been for 80
Oh, this is
from the first Screamtail attack. Can we figure that out?
Screamtail does not. But oh, you're right, because Halucha has how much HP?
90.
Oh, see,
Wait
I
a
thought it
second,
only
hang
had
on.
70. No, it only has 70 HP.
Okay, yeah, no, we're good. All good. Carpenter said Alex is wrong. We're good. Come on, Alex.
Yep, it only has 70 HP. This is totally fine.
Yeah, he said thought it was 90. That's funny. Okay, all good. Play ball.
start.
Hey, sorry guys, just want to interrupt. What exactly happened there?
I
Interesting. Getting a ruling here or a call.
All right, so I'm just getting confirmation. Ravi has chosen to actually pass rather than attack, recognizing that that would cause the Screamtail to have a lethal amount of damage on it.
Okay.
So
Makes sense why the stadium's still there because, as we know, Ground Crasher's not an optional. You have to discard that stadium and play if it is there.
you do.
So
this is scary. Now, of course, the Silent Lab can be very useful against Psychic. There's a lot of good Pokemon with abilities such as Giratina, Monkey Dory, and Wobbuffet that does turn off. But in this instance, probably just playing it to have an option to discard a stadium with.
yeah, but man, it hurts you worse than it hurts your opponent now because if it comes back into you and Safety Sam doesn't remove the stadium, you're drawing.
No
shut
draw.
Off. Yeah.
Another interesting interaction with the Gothitelle, I think, might get lost on some people. Gothitelle can only swap a stadium from the discard with an active stadium if there is a stadium in play. So if Ravi recognizes this and maybe tries to Ting Lu and keep a stadium out of play, that game plan of stadium spam may not work out for Safety Sam here.
Yep.
But yeah, it looks like we've kind of worked ourselves into a bit of a checkmate here. Safety Sam has set up the board just strongly enough that looks like any wrong step could spell doom for Ravi. And we got Peonia fixing the prize cards. Peonia is a card you don't often see in prize-taking decks, but this one's operating a little slower than usual, so doesn't hate to see it.
I'm really intrigued by the fact that it seems that Gothitelle is just for like the Dimension Valley recursion.
Yes, it's pretty much. That's how I was playing it as well when I did it, is you just kind of swap between Parallel and Dim Valley. You keep their bench low. It's really obnoxious. And you just Dim Valley whenever you need it. It's like a free energy at any time. If you got that and you got, Malamar in play, that just means that you can pretty much Giratina every single turn. In fact, now I'm curious. I got to go into the deck list archives and take a look at my Gothitelle deck from that's December of 2023. Oh my lord. My list looks pretty different from his. I was playing Dimension Valley, Perilous City, and Temple of Sinnoh. Colorless Archeops was legal at the time, with the research lab. So Temple of Sinnoh seemed like a strong card to mash as well. Yeah, there's a lot of fun stadiums that you can swap in and out with Gothitelle for sure.
Yeah, something like Temple of Sinnoh in the current meta could be hilarious.
Oh yeah. I
Just
guess
like,
doesn't
what
matter as much if you're
energy.
already hitting weakness on the Okidogi, but still makes Okidogi do very little damage.
I mean, being able to just like knock something that has recycle energy, and instead of it going to hand, it's going to discard.
Oh yeah, that's a great point too. Block
So
rainbow
that'll
energy
really-
on Monkey Dory.
Yep. Splash energy, the Pokemon goes to
Splash
discard,
energy.
doesn't go to hand.
Sure. Strong energy. All of colorless.
Yep. Oh. They go
Well,
to
I guess
jet and
not all.
nothing
They're like
happens.
half and half these days.
Yeah. A lot of Crispin enjoyers.
Yep. So we're just gonna Roaring Scream, 100 damage into the Tinglu. Screamtail, my third favorite Pokemon. I'm loving that it's doing some work here today. So Robbie's really at a tough spot here. He's either got to attach a third energy to Tinglu and get the knockout. You don't want to attach 3 to Tinglu if you can avoid it. It's not a great attack.
Yeah,
Not
this was
great
the
rate.
big fear, right? Like I called this, like you get this Tinglu up here with no
Of
real
course.
good plan for what you're going to do over the next couple of turns. This Screamtail, like you said, threw a wrench in the plan. I almost would have liked to have seen him committed and said, I don't care. Like,
Soul
take
Rock.
out my Tinglu, please do it. I'll go Soul Rock
I
from
think
here
so,
on out.
too.
Like, it's just put him in a very weird spot. Where now,
Another tough thing about pushing this Tinglu is, of course, the Floatstone was committed very early,
Mhm.
so this Tinglu has no mobility.
No.
It's stuck there unless you play Rope or Guzma, and then you're not even killing the Screamtail. So we get Riolu. It's going to give a little bit of punching power. Lucario can one-shot Giratina. Cannot one-shot Gallade if that ever came into the mix.
Without a buff, of course. We do have tons of buffs revolving
Yeah.
in this fighting archetype these days, so
The problem is the muscle band is down. The strong energy's been committed. We're down to only having the Premium Power Pro.
Yep.
Gallade has 160 HP, 30 resistance.
still
So
doesn't get
Lucario
there.
has no way to get that one shot anymore. Robbie's resources have been expended. So maybe debating whether we're attaching to Riolu or going to go for the scoop up the heal. Oh, that's sending us so far back on energy, though. I don't know if I like that at all. But at the same time, the Screamtail would be really threatening if you gave it any more damage. So just going into Soul Rock saying, this sucks, get it out of here. Attaching to Riolu for safety.
No. Is that Prism energy?
It is Prism energy. I don't know if he knows this, but it's not going to activate when he evolves.
Uh-oh.
Maybe he's getting a little panicked, a little flustered here, and didn't really consider. Yeah, this is looking like it's going to go downhill pretty quickly. So we have even more draw. We've got energy attachments. We got Curlia going. This is looking like a commanding board state over here. And if I'm not mistaken, that's parallel. Not that it matters very much, but could get rid of the silent. Probably want to leave the silent lab in play here, not play that parallel city.
Man, just imagine how much better this,
Yep, just going to discard it. You can get it back whenever you want with Gothitelle. Who cares? That's 3 on Giratina. Perfect. If we could... All right. Man, if we could get back the Screamtail, this would be great. But it looks like we're going to go for Iron Boulder, another attacker that's really difficult for fighting to deal with. So, yeah, that early Soul Rock aggression, I thought it was going to be a lot more potent than it was, but it looks like the Zatu having 100 HP was just enough to get Sam out of danger and take control of this match.
It's tough, right? Because
It is.
we look back, and I definitely think that there were other lines that probably land us in a better spot if we would have had that okie dokie with the energy drop on it when we were kind of
100%.
asking for it. I just don't. I think that Robbie got, like we said, a little too lost in the Ting Lu idea at the time, and it really just wasn't needed yet.
All right, we see Palpad putting back Tulip and Teammates, two really powerful supporters. This is a Gallade list, so he's going to be able to evolve into Gallade at some point and just fish those out on command, which is really nice. Palpad's super strong with any Gallade deck.
And that Gallade is in prizing, so taking the prize.
We're going to take it out right now.
Guarantee the Gallade.
Yeah, super strong. We've got Gallade to take this time. Maybe we take the Mystery Energy or something next time. Love Town Map. All right, so there goes the Soul Rock. We've got net U-turn in hand, but this board is anemic. We have no attacking options whatsoever unless we evolve into Lucario and attach another energy.
And Silent Lab has been in play way too long, been a nightmare for
Silent Lab
threw it in play.
Really backfiring here. You don't want to put that down unless you're getting rid of it most of the time.
Yeah, it's pretty much just for the bench barrier.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're going to see Ting Lu again. There's no Scream Tail on the field, so definitely no reason not to Ting Lu if you can, but is it going to do enough at this point? I mean, all those evolving Pokemon are out of danger.
Well, it just depends. If we can get a Blood Moon up and rolling, there's a chance that we have, Blood Moon to come in and start taking a bunch of prizes late with a Ting Lu spread this turn.
And of course, Blood Moon has 150 HP and no psychic weakness, so it's going to be not going to be able to die to the Giratina, which is the main attacker here. He's going to have to either match hand size with the Boulder or commit to attacking with the Gallade.
Yep.
And it looks like we do, in fact, see a Ground Crasher getting rid of that Silent Lab, doing 30 damage to each of those Pokemon. Not sure what's going on with the Iron Boulder there. Oh, because it took 40 from Giratina. Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
And the Giratina only has that 20 resist, which it's funny keeping track of all that stuff.
Good Ground Crasher. That 1 damage on the Giratina is not enough to have it get knocked out by Blood Moon, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
But Blood Moon is going to be able to take a knockout very easily on anything else on this board here.
Don't forget to discard that Silent Lab.
Yep, I'll tell him. Hey, Robbie, don't forget to get rid of the Silent Lab.
Needs to be discarded.
Yep. There we go.
Yep, I was just telling them that.
Yep, they got it.
Our players figuring out at the exact same time.
This is going to be a problem for, of course, that Gothitelle, which does require a stadium to be in play.
Yep.
You'll notice that Sam has thought of this, and it does play Lucamine in the list. Some players might be surprised to see Lucamine in a deck that can spam stadiums, but that's exactly why. If you get field blowered, you got to use Lucamine to get your stadium back.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And it gives you the opportunity to essentially play 2 stadiums in the same turn.
Yes.
Like grabbing back
You
the
can parallel
parallel
mid-turn and then swap it right back. It's gross.
Yep, right back into the D Valley.
So we do evolve.
It's a lot of pressure.
Maybe we're going to try to use Gallade to find that Gothitelle soon, or maybe just keep going. The list does play Malamar, so it could also be nice to try to find the Inkay this turn. With Malamar in play and Gothitelle in play and Gallade in play, there's almost no combination of cards that can prevent Giratina from coming back every single turn.
Now, what is cool about this interaction is where Safety Sam is having to attack him with his Giratina multiple turns and not take a KO. There's damage being flooded onto his side of the board. And so even
Yes.
though that 1 damage counter is not enough to push Blood Moon over the edge,
So
this attack coming, even if it's just a 30 attack that gets reduced to 10, will put it in range
I'm
for
just
Blood
checking
Moon.
now. Where did he put the Giratina damage this turn? Last
I
turn it
think
was
it was
Iron
the
Boulder.
Glade.
The Glade. So that Glade's up to 7 now. Okay.
Yeah, it's got a weird dice on it, I think. One of the like a D&D dice.
Interesting. So choosing to
D20
spread out the
there.
damage to avoid dying to Tinglu spread, but at the same time, that's going to make that Gallade, which is normally a very chunky Pokemon,
Yes.
not quite as safe as it usually is
Right.
in this matchup.
Yeah, now Blood Moon does become lethal on a lot of these Pokemon.
Yeah, Blood Moon is now lethal on everything except for that active Giratina. And after one more Tinglu spread,
Yes.
if he can find the stadium, maybe there is a world where we do try to go for
Some
some
Marshadow
Mars Shadow
shenanigans.
stuff.
Yep.
Get that comeback.
Yeah, that could be huge.
All right, I got a judge calling. I'm going to mute and go deal with that real.
Yep.
Okay, sounds
For
good.
sure.
Z-Man entering the chat saying, "What's up, guys?" Not much, Z-Man. Right in the middle of the second round of the tournament for tonight. Got a big, diverse meta share. 18 players. Metas all over the place. So, pretty exciting night for our first tournament in the Mega Evolutions format.
Yeah, very, very interesting choices tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we saw the round 1 win with burn control with Venom there. That's a very interesting deck. We've
Sablelocks
got
in the
ghouls
house.
and
Yep.
Sablelocke. And I mean, Lee's running some spice too with the Ice Cube Milo Pump. Kind of just testing the waters of low damage basic that can't be hit by basics.
It's Penguin Pump. All right. So now, Safety Sam is able to take that KO with the Giratina. Robbie is going to reestablish here with a Clara. So Clara is going to be able to fish out the Soul Rock, 2 basic fighting energies, and another Pokemon from the discard pile if there is one there. It's time, I believe.
Tinglu, right?
Yep, Tinglu in there to grab out, but I don't think that Tinglu is needed at this point. No reason to bring that guy back out into play. Unless... Yeah, I can't see Safety Sam's damage numbers well enough to determine if a Tinglu like board wipe is a potential reality.
All right. So what have I missed here? Let's see.
Safety Sam took the knockout with Giratina, pushing it back over to Robbie. Robbie's played Clara for turn to recycle the rock and a couple of energies along with the Tinglu.
Draw here.
Yep.
Oh god, and just a Soul Rock attack. That is.
Oh my goodness.
We're really bleeding on the prize race again. Maybe if we can get like a Marshadow Raihan attached here, it's possible we could cheat a couple turns here. Everything is quite softened up. But without those damage modifiers like the Muscle Band and the Strong Energy that Marshadow loves, that resistance is really going to be a pain in Marshadow's neck. So we have a Guzma. Who's it going to be? Does he play it? Does he play it? Does he know about Prism Energy?
Yeah, because that energy's not doing anything.
Oh, it's dead. It's terrible.
That was...
He could detect with it.
He sure can detect.
Yeah.
Detect for a couple turns, then we Marshadow for a couple turns, and then detect for a few more, and the times ran out.
Here comes the Scream Tail too. Back.
All right, so Scream Tail can just snipe around the Marshadow too, of course, if that ever came up. So how much damage does that Screamtail have?
Probably at least 40 from the
4, I think.
Giratina. Yeah, I
40
imagine it
from the
was just a
Giratina.
40 ping from the Giratina.
Yeah. So that's going to be enough to take out the Riolu. Not super impactful, but a prize card's a prize card.
Yep, especially when you're racing here. About 9 minutes left on the clock.
Now, the Solrock will get the knockout on the Screamtail here, of course. So I'm not sure if I would have attacked with the Screamtail personally. I think I would have just kept going with the or tried to get into something else, but
Probably
maybe he's
scared of
thinking the
the
self-damage is
damage.
probably
Yeah.
getting a little too high.
Yeah. And Johan in chat saying Screamtail and GLC. Did not expect to see that.
Dude,
It
I
makes
love
sense though with the
Screamtail.
Giratina self-damage. You can
Yep.
also
I was talking to Sam about this earlier. I used to play when Screamtail first came out. Like I said, Screamtail is my third favorite Pokemon. Love that guy. So I was playing the Reuniclus that lets you rearrange your damage counters, and I was playing Gengar and Giratina. Let me tell you, it was horrible. Absolute trash, but it was really fun.
Is it fun? Yep.
Yeah, I was playing that, and I was playing the Drifloon too. Standard heads know about Drifloon.
Yeah, that Drifloon is funny.
Very funny. But yeah, nowadays we got Monkey Dory, and a lot of times Monkey Dory is going to be a more consistent way to take advantage of that self damage.
Ooh, boss play?
All right, so we're playing boss's orders. Who's it going to be? It is going to be the Giratina. All right, we do see an energy committed to the Okidogi, the unit energy.
Yeah, I feel like the play would have been the Gallade, depending on what amount of damage counters are on it, but I can't quite see.
I think the Glade has 7 damage, so it wouldn't be quite
7.
enough for the knockout, unfortunately. So just taking out the
Yeah.
thing with the most energy, saying you don't have Malamar. Maybe there's just a world where I try to just get ahead on energy attachments a little bit here and buy some time. Screamtail's not going to be able to knock out anything on the board except for that Riolu, which currently is the least valuable target, I would say.
The problem is it's just another prize being given up.
Yeah,
here at
we're
this
down
point.
to just
Yeah.
2 prizes. Game's ending pretty quick. And Ravi's got 3 remaining to take, so he's got to find some way to get ahead on this race here, whether it's Focus Sash stuff or Marshadow stuff, or I don't
It's
know.
also looking like he might have to use a stadium this turn to be able to swing, which I'm fairly sure Robbie still has the Tinglu in hand off of the Clara.
Sure. So is that
And the damage is there.
Teammates being played? He's got 9 in hand. I think that I would have probably preferred to see a hand shuffle supporter rather than teammates, but he's just trying to
Dimension
get the cards
Valley
he wants and just win the game here. Can he get up to 9 cards in hand, Dimension Valley, and get the Boulder attack?
Yeah, there's 10 in hand currently. There's 9.
Jeez,
just
dude.
dropped the 9. Yep.
That's what teammates is good for. Absolutely smoking. And of course, we do see there is 1 damage from the Giratina ping on the Okidogi. So Focus Sash, not going to be an option. We're really scraping for anything right now. I don't know if there's really any line to victory at this point. Marshadow's just not doing enough damage. You'd have to have such a strong combination of cards and hands to get it off anyway.
Tinglu is not taking 3 prizes on a swing, so it's just not.
No, and it's going to be so easy with Glade in play to match hand size anyway.
Yep.
That Boulder is doing billion damage. One shot's anything.
Yep. Most of these Boulder, Gallade list are running Judge, so it would just be as simple as finding Judge, playing Judge, right? Let's see if it's included in Sam's list.
I think Ravi's just trying to think it over and
no Judge.
No Judge. Marnie in. just Marnie and N to be able to reset.
Sure.
So
And of course, that would
probably Marnie is your best bet in this scenario.
Marnie fine to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Luna in chat saying surely resistance is a huge thing for enabling Marshadow.
Yes,
Definitely
absolutely.
correct. Yeah.
Marshadow has good matchups and bad matchups, and this is definitely a type matchup that I would not be interested in using Marshadow in.
Yep.
I have in my Garganackle version of the deck where I'm playing Grant and Garganackle and all these ways to buff damage, Marshadow might be able to get there, and I have gotten Marshadow to work in that situation, but not here.
Raihan on Luke. Okay, there you go.
Sure. And
He's still
Raihan,
not swinging knockout though, right?
Yeah.
no, he's going to have to reset, stamp, and pray, I guess. So reset, stamp, hoping that, maybe just doesn't have access to a way to match hands off of Gallade, but I think we both know that it's very likely to be possible. Aurora gets rid of the Tinglu, and I think the hope here is that we can maybe take a 2 attacks with the Marshadow to kill this Iron Boulder and just hope that it's not dying right now.
Does he still have Fight Milk?
He does. He does still have Premium Power Pro. That's the last damage modifier available to him. But yeah, I think this is going to be a pretty dubious endeavor. Of course, there's also access to Lusamine for more Guzma from Sam's end. I think there's going to be a lot of ways to not get cheesed out here. So just taking 30 thanks to resistance. I think that was only 20 taken. I just want to make sure that that was the right amount. Hey, just checking. I think the Iron Boulder had 70 damage prior, and I think needs to take 30 from Marshadow.
Yeah. You're correct.
Yep.
You're correct.
Got that fixed.
All right. So it's literally we match
So,
hand size
we're
here?
seeing the hand. We've got the N in hand. We've got Lily's in hand. I don't know how many Ravi has, but Lily's is a 5 in hand. Yeah, Lily's is going to get you there.
Yeah.
That'll shuffle you down to
up to 6. Yep.
You can play some cards. You could Gallade to go up if you needed to. It's going to be super, super easy.
Yep. And there's a Versus Seeker. You can.
You need another energy, of
Versus
course.
Seeker.
Or no, we don't need an energy because we have Gothitelle. Silly me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's Stadium Swap.
That's 5. We got the Stadium Magic, and you are out of here. Wow. Goes to show you, RDT is definitely not an easy list. If you're looking for the easiest way to play fighting, play Garganackle. If you're looking for the best way to play fighting, though, it's going to take a lot of work to see the right line. RDT just has so many options, and it's really easy to pick a line that you think is good, but without tons and tons of reps, might not be ideal.
And with that, we will come back to the standings. Only got about 15 seconds left in the round, so we see that Scribe advances to 2-0, Lee advances to 2-0, and then we've got Safety Sam and Fireball both advancing to 2-0.
Yeah, very exciting. So I will start round 2 right now. Let's go to my admin tab. Here next round.
And I think this is a good time to get eyes on Lee. First time that we, only Blazer that we haven't covered tonight. And at the top table against Safety Sam again. So we'll have a little bit of that odd camera angle, but we'll get that fixed up. No big deal. Not worried about that at all.
It's going to be very exciting. So it's looking like it's going to be a very clean top tables here. We have 2 tables at 2-0, 2-0. That'll leave us with 2 players at 3-0, assuming nothing goes wrong, and only 1 at 4-0, winning that Japanese illustration rare Mars Shadow. Such a sick card.
Get us reset here.
And we do have a couple drops. We're down to 12 players still playing in the tournament.
Yeah, it looks like a few people were having issues with their Discord.
A couple tech issues, yeah.
Yeah.
Both of our Sableye players are at 1-1 right now, so maybe not the best day for Control, but seeing a little bit more success from our little disruption pieces. Ice Q at the top tables and Gothitelle at the top tables. This is super sick. And of course, looking at our other top table, our other 2-0s, we have Scrag playing that Rillaboom, Meganium list, Mega Boom, if you will. Is playing the Kricketune, which gives all your grass Pokemon 40 more HP. It's a really nice option in such a tanky deck. Playing against Fireball, who is currently playing RDT. So we got some great type diversity here. Could be anybody's tournament.
You know, the cool thing about doing Safety Sam's games back to back, didn't have to move anything on the camera side.
Love it.
It's pretty nice, for sure.
And we see Lee with that awesome deck buddy of the Scizor there, the shiny Scizor, green Scizor, and good friend Lunatone, little RDT representation there.
And that Scizor does glow in the dark.
That Scissor's awesome,
Whoa!
bro. That Scissor's fire.
So,
That's sick.
yeah, that thing is hype.
And sorry, just remind me one more time, who makes those really
Yeah,
awesome
who makes those?
buddies? Who makes them?
Yeah. That would be Team Turboblaze, myself personally. And if you would like your own table buddy, get in touch with us on our Discord. Be happy to crank you guys one of those out. They are super awesome, especially for webcam games. If you're playing and you want something flat to hold space and represent you as a player, I think a table buddy is the way to go. It's kind of what inspired me to create them at the beginning when I first started making them, and I love them as a placeholder for your mascot for your webcam GLC games.
They look great. They're handcrafted by our very own Logan Davis, and they all help support us as a team.
They're pretty high.
The same opening from Sam, we've got Natu and Screamtail. Legit, the same exact match. Does choose to play down the Parallel City. Of course, he can get that back as many times as he wants with Gothitelle, so just wants to get it out of his hand, get into the discard pile. Who cares?
And it's strong against water, and especially against Milo Pump, because now you're going to have to bump that in order to get full advantage of a Basculin. You know, it's a very oppressive stadium to see for Lee going
and
first
we know,
here.
I mean, being able to spam that every turn, Milo Pump doesn't necessarily need a full bench, but every time you get paralleled as Milo Pump, you have to give up something.
Yeah.
Whether it's your draw engine, your energy guy, or maybe a second attacker you've been powering up, something's going to give. So we do see the N. He did have rough season that opening hand, but chose not to play it, interestingly enough. Maybe looking for the Brooklet Hill here. Thinks that might be a better play.
Yeah, I mean it's much easier for Sam to get back into the stadiums compared to like sure you can melodic, right? You can
you don't want a melodic for a stadium if you don't have to, of course.
Yeah.
Some matchups, spamming that rough seas, absolutely fantastic into a spread matchup, but just using it to get rid of parallel for a turn, oof. Well, you see the prizes. The funny Ice Cube is prized, as well as that Milotic, sort of the signature card of the Turboblaze Hydro Pump deck. Oh, and we see a scoop. What happened?
Can you get in there and figure out?
I would love to.
Like, I couldn't see my opponent's board and stuff, and I did like a game action that like made me lose. Like I ended up taking. Yeah, I get it. I get it, bro.
Sorry,
Like,
what exactly happened?
I didn't do prizes.
Can we just restart the game? Can they just restart then? Like that? I mean, I don't know.
Oh, it is considered an unresolvable board state, which technically, by the game's rules, is an automatic game loss.
Yes.
That-
Rules as written, I would have to give the match to Lee, but
Yeah.
Yeah, because don't you technically have like 3 turns to get your prizes out, like off of like? Isn't there like a buffer?
I did.
Hmm. Y'all figure that out. Y'all mute, stay in there and figure that out. I'll go back to the stream thing and hold it. You guys figure that
Yeah,
out.
because there's a few game state issues that could happen, but like you would notice pretty quickly. That should have been a judge call rather than just picking it up, but sometimes people are just like, hey, I think this is how it goes, and that's how they go about it. But definitely don't be afraid to ask a judge.
Okay. So
all right.
Last time I did that, I just didn't want to waste any time because I know you guys will want to keep this moving,
Dang. All right. Well, I will jump to table 2, Evan, and because that game is just fresh getting underway, so we can at least see who will be playing Lee in that final table.
So we have figured it out. So Lee is going to get the win there because they already packed it up.
Yeah.
But they're going to play it out again for the stream if we're interested in watching it.
Yeah. I mean.
So we can leave that up, or we can move to our second top match, which is against Fireball and Scrag here.
Yeah, let's just do that. That way we can see.
I'd rather follow the stakes. Yeah,
I agree. Yeah,
let's do it.
I agree.
All right, I'll let them know.
Sounds good. I've already got them up on stream, so it is a bummer, but at the same time, it's not something that I'm willing to, really change. We'll watch Lee next round because Lee will be undefeated, of course, so he will be there waiting for the winner of this game. That's cool. All right, so
looks like the starting Halucha.
You get to see some RDT starting Halucha. Not necessarily what you want to see, but maybe not as bad as starting Blood Moon, the dreaded lead. So it's looking like a strong board state for Rillasaur so far. We've got most of our important basics down. The Roselli and the Grottle are consistency pieces, or the Turtwig, sorry. So as long as we can evolve at least one of those guys, I think Scrag is going to be feeling pretty happy about this. So this is a matchup. We see the Okidogi being gone for here. Okidogi, unlike Psychic, is actually great into grass because it's the only Pokemon that's not weak to it, other than the Lucario. So Okidogi is definitely going to be the attacker of choice with 230 HP. It's going to be really, really hard for a Torterra to break through it.
Yeah, and any singular damage buff is enough to take out the Torterra, which is huge. That new Chikorita art looking delightful as always. The first Chikorita line since Sun and Moon Guardians Rising? Could totally have this set wrong, but
cool. Got the board reset for these players. Time in rounds about 35 minutes left. We'll get that up on screen for our viewers. All right, cool.
Cool.
We're all rolling.
We see the Tapu Bulu hit the field. Probably trying to leave that last bench spot open for the Grookey if possible. Roserade evolved. Roserade's left Parfum ability lets you search your deck for any card of your choice. You do not have to reveal it to your opponent. Super strong
Muscle
ability.
Band, yeah, Muscle Band right off the bat onto the Bulu there.
Yeah, thinking to himself, he needs to kill the Okidogi. Of course, Okidogi has 230 HP typically. Bulu does 220. So with the Muscle Band, that would be enough to KO. So curious what we're getting off the Grotto and the Roserade here. Okay, a Lilies. Maybe it's the Lilies that we've decided to take here. What Pokemon did he get off the Grotto? Was it Grotto for Roserade?
Oh, that's what it's looking like.
Must have been. Otherwise, that sequencing makes no sense.
I got thrown up by Fireball's webcam falling off the stand. Gotta love gravity. Yeah, and this 8 cards off the Lily early is just it's making the format so much faster in that like players early on are seeing like so many more cards than they were before if they're able to hit that Lilies. Honestly, another reason to run Battle VIP Pass.
Oh yeah, big time.
You're just seeing so many cards.
So we're just retreating into that Kricketot there. Cricketot's Bug Hunch attack, another great reason to run that line. Lets you search your deck for 3 grass Pokemon, which is awesome. In this case, we're just pushing it up as a little sacrifice, keeping that important Bayleaf safe from danger. Meganium, of course, doubles all grass energy you have in play, so it's going to be a key Pokemon for some of these big energy attackers like the Tapu Bulu. All right, so Iono. So we're seeing a couple more cards here. We've got that Okidoki fully powered up. Can we get this Hawlucha out of the active spot? Or is it just going to be another pass? Also, surprisingly, not seeing the rocks. Usually the rocks are great Pokemon to send into setup-based decks, such as Mega Boom, where you can just kind of wipe these little basics. And we are just going to see a pass. Oh, no. All right, evolving into the Meganium. We are just one evolution away here from going into Torterra.
It's about to get out of hand quick.
Of course, sending in Torterra would maybe not be the best idea. Would not be too hard for the Okidogi to hit that 190 unless we see a Cricketune boosting Torterra up to 230 HP.
Yeah,
So
need for the stadium at this point either. All these evolutions coming into play manually, turn after turn. Scrag's being allowed that time, so the Lush Forest will be able to be saved for later after a KO to reoccur one of these evolution lines. So everything going according to plan for Scrag right now.
Yeah. I mean, Scrag is going to play plenty of ways, such as the Lana's Aid, the Revitalizer. There's going to be a lot of ways to get back Torterra in a single turn, if it ever does get to that point. And that's sort of one of the big questions I think we have to solve in this Mega Evolutions format, which really hasn't been fully explored yet. Is that Force of Vitality better used for a strong, fast setup, or is it a card that you'd rather save for the end game to sort of make yourself immune from being disrupted or ran off the board?
Right. Yeah, just to recur.
Like a huge recursion tool.
So it's hard. It fills a lot of strong roles. Maybe you just play Lusamine and do both. I don't know. But certainly the card is not as broken as it might have seemed on paper. It's a strong card, but absolutely not making grass unfair or unbeatable by any means.
Yeah, doesn't change anything about prizing. It doesn't change
Nope.
anything about the speed at which you have to find the basic Pokemon and get them out into play. That's a big thing that sometimes Grass struggles with, is that they don't get enough of their basics out early enough, and so then they struggle
Yep.
with a bunch of evolution lines in their hand. So there's definitely
And
ways
I mean,
that
this
still
deck is
loses.
playing 16 Pokemon, and I mean, that's on the low side for some grass lists I've seen. Some of those Pokemon are going to get prized. That's just statistics.
Holy cow! There's the Cricketune to buff the
So
Torterra. So we
that
found it all.
Torterra has
Yep.
200 damage, 230 HP. Holy moly. What
Yep.
are we doing here? We're going to need to see, a damage modifier on the Okidogi, plus potentially a Hex Maniac on a future turn to finish the job. I mean, or we could go into the Tinglu and just try to soften everything up a little bit. I wouldn't hate that either.
Maybe the play at this point for sure.
Scrag is playing the bench barrier Shaman, so that's something to consider, whether you just take advantage of Shaman not being down quite yet and just get your Tinglu value.
Yep. I agree, SPO. Just get it off now. Get that damage on the board. Yes, you are feeding another prize card, but if that means that you can go 2 for 1 with this Okidogi in a few minutes, or if you can be able to do the same thing with the Blood Moon, maybe. Now, Blood Moon notably is weak to grass, so it's going to be a little bit tougher for Blood Moon to survive.
Yep. We do have access to Focus Sash, of course, which is going to probably want to go on the Blood Moon this game because of that weakness.
Just another cool spot where that tool can come in very handy.
Another thing we can talk about here is, of course, the Cricketune buffs all the other Pokemon by 40 HP. Does not buff itself. So after a Tinglu, it could be a prime target for Marshadow if that ever came to pass. I'll also mention, of course, that Tapu Bulu, the basic attacker, does do 30 damage to itself off of its attack as well. So the damage could rack up a little more than maybe Scrag would want.
Yeah, and having the choice band there means you don't get the Fighting Fury belt to add additional health.
Yep.
There isn't a Pokemon that's healing in this list.
Nope.
So like once that starts swinging, it's holding on to that damage.
Yep.
There is Scoop Up Net, but
Scoop Up Net can be pretty good, depending. Thanks to that Forest of Vitality, of course. It pairs really well with Roserade in particular.
Yep. Get that extra search.
Yep, you get an extra search, maybe heal off some chip damage. Good card. So I'm curious what's going on here. We don't have the Rillaboom in play. There's no draw engine for grass at this point in the game. We're just going off of raw board state and top decks, and just hoping that strong start is going to be enough to carry Scrag through whatever Fireball throws at him. So it looks like it is going to be a boss on the Meganium, which has a retreat cost, but it's a retreat cost of 2, but of course Meganium doubles all the grass energy, so effectively a retreat cost of only 1. But it's possible that this could buy a turn, or at least get an energy out of that hand. Without Rillaboom, every attachment matters big time. All right, we're going to see Quick Ball away the Guzman Hala. Will we see that Shaman, or will we see a Grookey? We don't have a way to get rid of this Meganium. I think it's got to be a Shaman.
It looks like they're eyeing the Shaman in deck.
Yeah. Of course, forcing your opponent to get Shaman in play is a victory in and of itself. That means that Grookey's not going to be coming down. We don't hate to see Shaman in play.
Also makes Silent Lab that much better if they're stuck.
Oh, yeah. Very true, very true. Silent Lab's a great way to get through Shaman. Hex Maniac as well.
They are going for the Shaman.
So Shaman's an answer, but not a permanent one for sure. But all comes down to, do we have a way to retreat the Meganium? I think that's going to determine the tempo of this match in a major way. Marnie, okay. So pretty likely that we will find an energy here. The list is running 8 grass and 1 capture energy, as well as, of course, float stone and escape rope and scoop up net. So a lot of ways that we could get this Meganium out of here.
And the float stone is attached to the Cricketune.
Oh, thank you.
They
okay,
do have
we
an
do have the attached retreat, and we are going to go into Torterra's Evo Press for 200. But keep in mind, we have 2 Pokemon on the bench that can't evolve. That Evo Press is now hard capped at 200 damage. It will not be able to take out the Okidogi. Additionally, this just double checked. This Mega Boom list is not playing Hex Maniac, is not playing any way to get rid of that special energy or turn off its ability. So this Okidogi is guaranteed to live a hit. There's nothing that can be done about it. Unless we, of course, retreat into the Tapu Bulu.
Yeah, and if he has an out for the Focus Sash this turn, specifically Focus Sash and any sort of buff would be the big thing.
Yep. Be nice to see. If we could see Field Blower, that could also be nice as well.
Promoting the Soul Rock doesn't feel good.
Yeah, unless we've got, are we just going to try to find the U-turn board? Is that what we're lining up here? Or are we going to try to line up Escape Rope? And I don't know. I'm not sure what we're thinking here. Premium Power Pro. That is going to get you the knockout on the Torterra.
Yeah, but that Bulu has the response.
I would be very, very scared to KO this Torterra without dealing with that Bulu, whether it's Field Blower or something. Field Blower or Focus Sash. It's possible the Focus Sash is prized or the Field Blower is prized. And it looks like we are just going for the Hisuian Heavy Ball to fix those prizes, maybe get Lunatone out. I think that's perfectly fair. I actually would prefer to not take the KO on the Torterra here because we've established that it's not going to be threatening a KO on Okidogi. I'd rather take the hit onto the Torterra and then finish it off later with a Hex Maniac or KO on Cricketune. Let's see if Fireball does just that. Does get the Riolu out of the prizes. Okay. Cool. And we do see Ravi ends up beating George Rhodes. So Ravi is now 2-1.
What was George playing? That was
George was playing
Lost
like
Box.
Turbo Lost Zone, yeah. Kind of an old throwback. He's been on that for a little while. He is on the Giratina Monkey Dory Mirage Gate package. He's not going full on Renegade, but he does have that slight little package as just a way to do, damage, get damage on the field before you get to the 10 in the zone, which I respect that. I respect that. So we got the Focus Sash on the Okidogi here, which is, again, what we wanted to see, some way to avoid the response knockout. What are we doing, though? Because
looks like he passed.
Just passing, which, okay, I think that's fair.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't hate that because, again, you're swinging into the Torterra, not taking a knockout. You're going to get swung back by the Torterra, not taking a knockout. And then what was the point of the Focus Sash, right? I think what we want to try to do here is kill the Torterra and not take any damage on the Okie Dokie so that you get at least 2 big knockouts with Okie Dokie here. It's just plain and patient, willing to go down the prize race a little bit more, believing in the power of of his comeback here. So there's an attachment to Meganium. Meganium does do 140 damage for effectively 2 energy, making it a really strong attacker into this deck that is so grass weak. All right, so will we see the Okie Dokie come up here? Seeing some hesitation. Maybe there's no Hex Maniac or fighting Premium Power Pro to take this knockout.
Which the Hex would shut off the damage from the Dogie as well.
Oh, you're right. So you would have to swing and then
It would have to be.
Yeah, that's not great either. You're right.
Yeah, it has to be the Premium Power.
Shoo.
Or.
So.
I mean.
All right.
So there's 3. Cricketune is 40 more.
Yeah, Cricketune is 40 more HP. So this thing has 200 health remaining. It's not going to be a muscle band. It's not going to be a strong energy. It's got to be a Premium Power Pro. Or maybe there's a world where we just swing with Okie Dokie and then go into Mars Shadow. I don't know. But you probably wouldn't want the Focus Sash down if that's what we're doing.
Okay, going for the Guzma knockout on the Cricketune.
Gonna try to buy a turn of invincibility this way.
And soften everything else up, which is huge.
Yeah, I like that. I like that play. Problem with that now is, of course, if Scrag can recover it along with Stadium.
Still has escape.
Yeah, this is interesting. There's also maybe a world where we do just chunk into the Torterra and then finish it off with Mars Shadow. That could be pretty threatening. Wouldn't completely hate that. Yeah, I don't know. This is pretty good. I like it. If we can get another boss to kill the Rosary, that would be crazy good.
Yeah, this is the cool thing about Mars Shadow is that it forces resources. No matter what, I mean, it's gonna make it to where Scrag has to use teammates for turn. So escape rope is the only way now, and there we go. We see the escape rope.
Gotta be the escape rope, and of course, I think you're perfectly happy to just sack the Riolu. It is what it is. Give up a prize. Who cares? Now Okie Dokie is just gonna run over this board. Scoop up net. That's gonna be great though. The Torterra is still doing 100 damage, so that's not a problem. We do get another Roserade for next turn. That's going to really help the deck's consistency. Roserade right now? Is there anything that he really wants right now? What's he looking for?
Roserade, Revitalizer, bring back the Cricketune. That would be sick.
Yeah.
That was kind of where I was thinking immediately.
That's a pretty big loop.
I would definitely love to see the Cricketune. Cricketune is going to be super strong. To, again, just force that Premium Power Pro out. Just say, do you have it? You don't got Soul Rock in play. You don't have Lunatone. How are you going to find it? All right, so he gets to pick any card from his deck. Does not have to reveal it, but I suspect it's going to be something we see pretty soon.
Yeah, and Lee telling me that that's definitely probably the line that he would like to see as well. Lee's played a lot of this Meganium build over the last couple of weeks.
Oh yeah, Lee's definitely one of the players on our team with the most experience, the most expertise in this archetype.
It's one of those scenarios I know Lee has also been the whole game with no Rillaboom too, and you don't need it. Yeah. Like it's not needed right now even. So.
No, Meganium is much more important. You know, this Torterra is taking so many KOs that like why do you need to power up stuff? He's already powered up. Who cares?
We see a Nest
All right, so we see Nestball. Maybe he is thinking about setting up the Grookey, or he just wants to thin his hand. Okay, just thinning his hand does not get the Cricketune.
Huh.
Interesting. I wonder what he took, what he's going for here. So this is definitely in a position where we could KO with Okie Dokie. Does Fireball have something else in mind?
And it could be the
Possibly
Revitalizer's
grab the
prize
field blower
card.
next turn?
Possibly, yeah, there's a possible of that too. Correct.
Oh my gosh. So Fireball prized the Lunatone and the Riolu. So now we're swinging Heavy Ball for the Lunatone. Just to get that guy out of there.
In what world do you take the Riolu first? Off of your first Hisuian Heavy Ball? Or did they take Riolu off the first knockout?
No, it was heavy ball.
Yeah, in what world do you take Riolu first? I don't know.
I think it was just like the defensive mindset of, okay, like I don't have the energy to draw this turn. I should probably be trying to set up another attacker.
Yeah.
Also the Solrock had been knocked that turn, I'm fairly sure.
And there we go. We are going to see the Okie Dokie take the KO on this Torterra. But now... And so maybe this is where you save Revitalizer for, or a card to recur the Torterra.
I believe the Field Blower has not been played. That was one reason I was thinking we might hold the Roserade, is to just make sure we need the Field Blower. We're going to get it. Maybe he's already got Access in hand, but I don't usually like to spend my Roserades unless it's really important.
Yep, Field Blower is in hand. Perfect.
So, I mean, that's going to be pretty damning, I think. It is possible that Marsh Shadow would be able to take the Revenge KO here, as Tapu Bulu does 30 damage to itself, leaving it at 80 remaining. So one buff away from getting Marsh Shadowed, but Marsh Shadow will definitely not deal with that Meganium. No. One energy away from an attack on the bench. And there's Zarude. We see that pack calls Zarude. Ordinary Rod here. Get back some energy. Maybe get back that Kricktoon line. Okay.
And do we have a way to search any of this out?
That's interesting.
I mean, we burned the nest ball last turn, so it is interesting.
I'm regretting that use of resources now.
And I'll tell you, I'm a big. I do that same thing, and then you're left in the next turn being like, well, why did I play that nest ball?
Gets rid of the Force of Vitality. Has to use the Artisan. Oh, you know that has to feel bad.
If only we'd held it, right?
So. Yeah, it's hard to know when you still need your nest balls and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So we see Verse Seeker for teammates, and again, if that had been Forest Sticking, we could just be going right into the Kricktoon this turn.
Yep.
But wasn't meant to be. I think there'd also be an interesting angle where you potentially try to get back the Torterra line. You know, maybe you had teammates for something to get that back, but there's only 2 prizes remaining. You're going to get a knockout with Tapu Bulu and then a knockout with Meganium, and you're done. Let's see it. So there, do we have the Field Blower?
Yep.
No.
Oh, yep. No?
No Field Blower.
What? I thought we did. What happened?
I was sure it was in hand.
Okay. That's really sketchy.
I've
been
wrong before though, but that's
no, that's okay. So this Okie Dokie just has 10 health remaining. But
it is in deck. That's something that I was interested in. I know that some lists that's one of the places where they're finding room.
Man,
as crazy
if I see a list at Full Grip or something that's not playing Field Blower, I think
hey, they were kind of stupid.
Let me tell you. But no, he's got access to Field Blower, but he doesn't have access to Hex Maniac or any way to reduce the health of this Okie Dokie and take a mid-tier knockout. So, I mean, this is great. That Focus Sash has just bought an entire prize card. And we do see the Lilies. That's going to be really useful, too. We have 4 prize cards to go for RDT. 3 more after we kill this Tapu Bulu. But is there going to be a way to keep the pressure up after Meganium potentially takes the finishing blow, or something else takes the finishing blow on this very weak Okie Dokie?
What all is committed to this Bulu? We got 2 grass and a muscle band on it.
Yeah, we've got grass and muscle band.
Okay.
I think, I mean, if The ideal line would, of course, be that we could kill the Meganium with the Okidogi here. I mean, that Meganium's what's holding the entire lineup together. But doesn't line up that way. We had to play the Lilies. And now we're in a bit of a situation. There's no draw engine in grass, so he has got to find this energy.
As he does.
He's just going to swing with Roserade. I think that's a great play. Roserade's a Pokemon that you actually want to be knocked out to reuse it. And this is just keeping that Meganium all the more safe.
Yep. For its final attack.
Yep. Great play, great play.
Now, this... It's tough, because this...
Now let's Artisan here. What are we taking?
Roserade is
think if
90
you really-
HP, so if you could buff the Marshadow, you could take a knockout
You
and
could.
buy yourself a turn without benching anything else. But then you just...
You see the turf field for the HP. I
Oh,
don't think that's going to
man.
be happening anymore.
Nope.
And now that is a chonky Roserade and an even chonkier Meganium.
Up all the way to 130 HP now on that Roserade.
You'd have to see Boss and Premium Power Pro to finish off that Kricketune and get a Marshadow knockout at this point.
Yep. We know
So-
Versus Seeker's down. I think Boss is down as well.
Yeah. It's not looking very likely. All right, we got a Marshadow and a Dream here. One prize card remaining. Is this the end of RDT? We do see Artisan, but the rocks are down. The attackers are down. The Focus Sash is down.
I'm not seeing a
we
way
got-
out, gents.
I think the only way out is we'd have to find a way to get back Okidogi and get a rainbow on its stat.
Kyle, that's so much to ask for at this point in the game, too.
Oh, it
It's
is. I mean, this board stays horrible.
There's no support set up.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
You need a Stretcher, a Raihan. It's just a lot.
I'm a great ball.
How about a
I
basic
think-
fighting energy?
Yeah. I mean, I think these games show here today, RDT is a very strong deck, but it's definitely not invincible. And I think that really just makes, Ghouls' run at full grip all the more impressive to be able to pilot a deck that can be very fragile at times. It's got a lot of strong options, but you really got to string them together very precisely to not have it all fall apart like this. Okay, we do see the Blood Moon, though. That is a good Pokemon, but unfortunately weak to grass. So even if you take the knockout, just one energy away from dying to a Meganium.
Yep.
We do see Goose Hala for that last energy for Blood Moon.
And it's still not
Blood
getting
Moon's
over
not
the
even
hump.
taking the knockout,
No.
which is hilarious.
Yep.
Unless we have Strong and Muscle Band. I don't think we do. I forget if those resources have been spent already.
I don't feel like I've seen either of them from Fireball's side yet. Maybe they
don't
are still
think so
hanging
either.
around.
If we do see both of those resources, it's possible, if Scrag does not have one more energy for the Meganium, that this could be a real reversal of fortunes. But yeah,
Okay.
we do have all of those
Now,
pieces.
do we have a reset stamp to go along with this?
Yeah, we're going to need to see. That's a thick hand over there.
Yep.
If that gets disrupted, it's a very, very good chance, actually, the Blood
I
Moon could
doubt it.
sweep. But
Coming back
Doesn't
this
look like-
way. Yep.
doesn't look like it's happening. We're just going to have to take the knockout. Why did the Artisan go away? Sorry, where did the Artisan go, guys? Okay, maybe he confused it with Tinglu.
Maybe
That grass weakness loses him the game, huh?
Yeah.
It really does. He just needed to have a
Energy from
single energy
hand.
attachment, and that was it.
Yep.
He was just praying for no energy, and that's game. So, real masterclass showing for the Mega Boom archetype over here, showing you don't need Rillasaur. You don't need Rillaboom in every single situation. Sometimes just Meganium and attach return can get you there.
Yep. And so that will set the stage for our finals. We see Lee and Scrag will be pacing off here in the last table. So we can go ahead and get that set up while we keep an eye on the pairings here. If you guys want to walk through what we've got going on there.
Yeah, absolutely. So looks like our champion Ghouls unfortunately dropped down to 1-2 with Sableye tonight. Looks like Venom got the best of him with that Fire Burn deck. Ravi is up to 2-1 with RDT. David's up 2-1 with Sableye. We got one more game that still is not quite yet concluded. And then, of course, Lee is 3-0 with that Milo pump.
Now, notably, with Lee's new brew with the Ice Cube, Ice Cube's not going to be doing a whole lot in the Rillasaur matchup. We got to come up with a new deck. I've got to come up with a whole new name.
Mega Boom.
Mega Boom. Okay. Mega Boom. You sold me.
We're going with Mega Boom. I don't know who came up with it. It wasn't me, but I liked it.
Venom's calling the fire deck Infernal Torment. So, yeah, I can get on board with that, V, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
all right,
that's a hype name.
Drag's match is reported. We got 3 minutes left. I'm going to just check in on our last match here, see how that's going. Looks like it's getting pretty close. We got 1 prizes to 2. It's a big okie dokie. Looks like that should be over momentarily. I think it's very likely that, well, shouldn't speak too soon, but I think it's likely that, unfortunately, Count Sliggoo might be getting ran over by Okidogi here in this Garganackle deck. Oh, no, he does find the KO with Zamazenta on the Okidogi. Very funny. It's 1 prize to 1 prize. And that Zamazenta is a chunky guy. I don't know if we've talked about it on here, but of course, Andre Costello was the only metal player at full grip. So many types missing. He was the sole low-tier hero, and he ended up going 5-2 with the deck. And I'm sure thanks in no small part to the power of Zamazenta, able to knock out those big Pokemon like Okidogi and Wailord and eat hits in return.
Yeah, Costello had an awesome day. Just coming up a little unlucky on his stream match. We discussed that all day long. And for the most part, Guy hits Metal Makers way more consistently than I do. I cannot hit Metal Makers to save my life.
I tell you what, I played Matang Metal on Wednesday, and I used Metal Maker 4 times and hit 0 energy.
That's the story of my life. I literally signed a card for him Sunday night that said Metal Maker 4-0 on the card. But in his stream match, that's exactly what happened. He hit three separate Metal Makers for 0, and that was just, like you said, kind of damning in that match. He was not able to dig out at that point, but just came up short of a top 8 finish, and very proud of Costello. He roomed with us all weekend long, so we got to hang out with the guy. Just a really cool dude to meet. Spend some time with.
One of the strongest players in the format, and definitely glad we got to see him over here in the States.
He got to try root beer for the first time. He'd never had it before.
Is Costello, is he from Portugal? Is that right? Or am I misremembering?
Yep.
So
root beer wasn't too bad, but apparently cherry Coca-Cola is terrible. So.
I'm not a soda drinker. I don't like any carbonated beverages, so I definitely would second that opinion.
Okay.
All right, we've got about 30 seconds left in the round here. Just reminding our players, 30 seconds left in the round here. But 1 prize to 1, I think that this match will be resolved pretty shortly. Looks like the Zamazenta is able to take a hit. He's evolved into Berserker to get an extra 20 damage. He hexes and passes. Oh my gosh, this is exciting.
And the crush for 100.
That is time in the round exactly.
Swedish.
All right.
They get it in?
Yeah, they got in just by the bell. I think I might need to reset it just to
Make sure
give
that
me
they
one
are
moment
able to
while I
report a result.
Yeah,
for
it
sure.
did get reported as a tie, but I'm going to need to figure out how to reset.
If you want, I can reset it right now.
Yeah,
and,
if you can, that would be great. I have not had to do that yet.
He
Yeah,
said,
so what you would do, you'd go into like view their match, and then underneath their names, there's like a little reset match button.
Okay, I thought I tried to do that on.
Yeah,
Oh,
I've got
view.
it
I
here.
see. Yep, I see it. Reset
Yep,
match.
Yep.
And then I'll give it there to Grayson. Perfect.
Yep, there you go.
All right, let me get back to our tournament here and
we'll be
push
able to
that
see this
final
finals
round.
match. Yep.
All right, dashboard. 6 out of 6 match rounds completed. I was just saying end round. How do I? Is this the last round? Does it need a 4th round here? Yeah, I think we need to add a 4th round here.
Okay, let me hop in here.
Beautiful, thank you, Evan.
And Evan will get that sorted out. We will check in with these two players. So Scrag actually playing for a badge tonight from the guys too, playing against Lee in the finals match. He'll be
Absolutely
playing for both his grass badge in the server and for one that we may possibly be sending out to him.
Round
So the new
4
round
is up.
All right.
We are hopping into table number 1.
Yes, sir.
We will get.
All right.
Guys in here shortly.
Yes, we got Scrag versus Lee Hoffman playing for first. We got a couple good 2-1 rounds underneath them. Looks like Ravi versus Venom. We've got Sabelock versus that beautiful Gothitelle deck.
Get our boy Lee set up.
Yep.
There's that glow in the dark Scizor again.
It's gonna be an exciting match. We got two decks with very similar strategies of just putting up the biggest guy humanly possible.
Hey, your camera's just a touch crooked, Lee. Fix your camera's just a touch crooked, Lee. Tilt it for me just a little bit. It wasn't like that. It was just tilted. Lay it back. Lay it down like you have it, like normal.
Yeah. Oh gosh, I think we've made it worse here. Oh,
no, he'll fix it.
That's a little better.
Beautiful.
But can he keep it shaky
buddy.
throughout the entire match? That's what I
the
want
question.
All right, cool. We should be able to.
I want
get
it
a
to
good
look
view.
disoriented.
You want it totally shaking the entire match. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It'll add to the final round here.
All
We
right.
got Chucky in chat.
Oh yeah.
Our
Big
our
match.
One
So
Lorcana player in
if Lee wins this, Lee is going to be our first guy to get 2 badges, which would be pretty impressive. I think I say this for everybody, but Lee is consistently the number one and public enemy when it comes to webcam. He's had some pretty sickening win streaks in the past, and he does not seem to miss in our weekly tournaments.
He's such a good player when he's such a good player in in any competitive setting. But Lee at home is just another animal. It's like he's in his total comfort zone, cigarette in his mouth, just chill. I love it.
It's funny.
Uncle Chucky in the chat, Spence in the chat. Tons of Blazer action tonight.
One interesting thing about this Mega Boom list is he's chosen to omit the very common Budu Pokemon. And of course, Budu can be a very strong card against setup-based decks like Water and Psychic. Yep. So that's one option that he won't have in this matchup. We'll see if it ends up mattering. And he gets the Pack Call Zarude lead. That Pokemon is so strong. If you go second on your first turn, you get to search for 3 grass Pokemon. He's going first, so he'll only be able to search for 1 grass Pokemon if he chooses to Pack Call next turn.
And I will say, like in current Realisaur lists or in current Mega Boom lists, I have found that that's a trade-off that you're having to do with the Budu. You know, with these lists, they want to spring all of these stage 2s into play as early as possible. So like the Kricketot and the Zarude being able to use their attacks to just search out more grass Pokemon in the essence is better than item lock because
absolutely is. Yep, you always have the choice between slowing your opponent down and speeding yourself up, and in this case, he has absolutely chosen to just speed himself up, make a strong board as fast as possible.
Yep,
it's paying off. We got the Chikorita, we got Buddy Poffin, we're gonna see Grookey.
Phew.
Will we see Turtwig or maybe Roselia, depending on the prize cards? Just checking his hand, making sure he knows what's going on here. We are going to see Kricketot. Okay. Interesting. So definitely surprised to not see a Roselia, not see a Turtwig, but maybe there's some prize card shenanigans going down here.
Could be in hand, too.
Could be in hand.
Been saving them.
Yep. Preemptively attaching to get that pack call going next turn. Of course, you know, in a list like Milo Pump, not going to be taking KOs for another turn or two, so not super worried about that. See, the Gladion is the turn 1 supporter. That's not usually a good sign. Field Blowers in the prizes. Can't catch too much of what else is there. I think he took out a Pokemon. I don't know which one that was.
Yeah. I'm wondering what the hand situation is there to just pop off Gladion like that.
Yeah, it happens to me a lot. Well, he's got the Basculin, so hope is definitely not lost, even if that was the supporter. Got Remoraid too, and as long as we can attach and retreat, I'm not feeling too bad. Yep,
definitely the energy in hand. Beautiful.
And we're definitely retreating into the Basculin. Get 2 more benched Pokemon for no energy. Such a strong attack. Does he want to do anything else before doing so? We could potentially see a Whalmer here, potentially the Snom. He is playing the Ice Cube. That's funny.
I'm just interested in seeing that.
It's very possible that he could just be playing it as a sacrifice or just to thin the hand here. Don't think that Ice Cube is really going to be super great in this matchup, except for very specific scenarios. And of course, getting the Whalmer and the Snom, exactly what we'd expect. He is playing that new optimal 1 retreat 50 HP Snom, which I love to see. Looks like he hasn't quite gotten the new Sobble. I'm a big fan of that Mega Evolution Sobble, but
I do not have the new Snom. What's the new Snom, SPO?
It's 50 HP and only 1 retreat, which is nice. The attack is I think flip a coin if heads do no damage or something like that. The attack, not important. 1 retreat, very important.
Very, yeah, I agree. I wholeheartly agree. I play the win retreat one over the Call for Family one myself.
Yeah. I mean, I think if you're playing Call for Family, you've got a problem.
You know why Ghouls plays it, right? It's the shiny card, bro.
Oh, it is shiny.
Yeah, there is a shiny one. So until we get a shiny set in Mega Evolution, shiny's optimal.
So true.
Yeah, the Snom does have like the detect attack
Yeah,
that works
that's
kind of
what
like
it is.
Riolu
Yep.
in RDT.
That's cool.
Which I kind of like the new Frostmoth that does 20 spread and puts the opponent's active to sleep.
I know you've been cooking with that a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's more of a funny card than anything. Trying to like have it matter compared to like running something like Wailord or all these tankier, higher energy attackers. It's more of a meme in a way where it's fun
Mhm.
and you can get wins with it, but it's not
I
quite there consistency wise.
sorry to interrupt you. I love seeing Lee Hoffman get to play a deck like this. So often with Drago Box and other lists that we play, a lot of it is the cards that you're dealt, right? The cards that you see in any given turn. Having the urgency to hand pick plays turn after turn after turn is really fun. And Water does it better than any type. So Lee opting to go slow Evo here with the
Yep.
Erazu so that we can spring the Frostmoth, the Octillery, and we're going to hold the Inteleon for the follow-up. I love
absolutely.
it. I love it.
That Inteleon is going to be absolutely crushing
Yep.
next turn.
Yep. Just a perfect.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can still hear you, Evie. You are
Oh.
gone from the camera, though.
And of course, just looking at that Rillaboom list, or Mega Boom list, just one more time, there is not Parallel City, but there is, of course, Avery, which is something that he's going to have to watch out for. And Avery in this position, you get rid of the Ice Cube, but as always, there's something you're going to have to give up. So I'll be interested to see if that ends up coming up. Debating on whether to put the energy down, does choose to put it down on the Whalmer.
And I think that you always do in this scenario, personally.
Yeah, there's no reason not to.
No
Just
reason
thin that
not
hand,
to.
see more cards with Octillery.
Apologies for the noise there.
Oh, you're good.
No noise whatsoever. You're good.
Okay. My mother's elderly dog, I'm taking care of him right now, and he can't get up and down on the couch on his own.
Oh,
so
no.
he just barks at me when he wants up and when he wants down.
Right.
I, too, have to dog sit this weekend for parents going out of town.
Well, nice stretcher. Just get back one more energy, and again, thin that card one more card from your hand. It's one more card you see with Octillery here. Load it up. All right. 3 off of the Octillery.
Perfect.
That's what you like to see.
Yep. Just start churning.
Any more energies? A Wailord?
Wailord would be good to see. We definitely want to get.
Yep. And that's another, a little bit of decision making. You could have Erazu'd for the Wailord there, but
Opted to hold for the Inteleon next turn.
He knows that
Yep.
that Whalmer is pretty safe. Be pretty unlikely that it gets knocked out, and even if it does, the Inteleon's so safe you could just get Nessa or something like that.
Yep.
Yeah, the amount of resources that would go into taking out the Whalmer right now.
Be ridiculous.
Yeah,
It'd be silly.
It's just a lot. So definitely playing it safe.
Yep.
Checks
There's
out.
no reason to panic when you're playing against a slow setup deck like Mega Boom. And we do see that preparation. Tapu Bulu Muscle Band, that's going to be the number one way to kill the Wailord. Yep. So we might end up seeing, Inteleon for Guzma or something like that to try to kill the Bulu preemptively. Another great attacker in this matchup is, of course, Inteleon itself. If Inteleon can get the 120 damage on the Bulu, that can really soften it up. Bulu might end up having to KO itself by attacking. And we do just see an attack from Zarude kill the Basculin.
Very slow start from Scrag, though. We don't have any of these
Oh,
evolutions
absolutely.
being sprung into play, so this
Nope. We're
underdeveloped
missing the
board is
Grottle.
about to. It's about to need forest. It is about to need the forest very soon.
Yeah, whiffing Grottle and getting Rillaboom before Meganium, it's just a little dubious.
Yep.
So, all right, we've really got a custom turn here. We're dive balling. We have Sir Wailord.
Jeez. Don't even need to expend a resource from the Inteleon for that. So
We are going to Inteleon, probably Letter and Boss or something like that. Letter Guzma, I mean.
Yeah, manually
I mean,
powering up this whale is definitely the way to go right now.
Yeah, you're done, dude. I mean, who are you bossing here? Who are you thinking? I'm thinking that Rillaboom is looking pretty juicy.
I agree, because then you don't worry about the fact of having to spring the Bulu into play the next turn. You can easily flesh off a hit from this Zarude if the Zarude is the option to be able to swing next turn. It just puts you in a position to where this is how you start going 2 for 1 with the whale and putting yourself ahead in this prize lead.
Rillaboom, or the Zarude, only does 20 more damage per grass energy, so it's only doing 100 damage right now. Even if Meganium comes down, it's only getting boosted to 140, potentially 180 with another attach. I mean, that's not going to do nearly enough to kill a Wailord. There is the Guzma. It is the Rillaboom, exactly as predicted.
Beautiful.
And, I mean, you got to be sweating if you're in Scrag's shoes here.
Like I said, you're going to need a forest soon. That's the difference in grass of old versus grass of now.
Yes.
And he just got the he just got the wishy-washy off of the off the artillery there.
Chooses to leave the bench open. Again, this is a list that plays Milotic, so if you can find the Feebas,
that's what we want.
Maybe an even stronger card than the Wishy-Washy here.
100%. Wishy-Washy, you're not going to want to really bring Wishy-Washy into play until you're ready to attack with it, is a philosophy that I value.
Bingo. All right, so, I mean, we're going to have to see some explosive stuff here. We need to see teammates. We need to see some Pokemon hit the field. Something. Someone's got to give.
Well, they have, it looks like 5 cards in hand. They could technically have Exodia.
That's very true.
Yeah, there's teammates.
It's teammates exactly as I predicted.
Exactly.
There's the teammates.
You know, if we can get some
for
Pokemon
2 Pot of Greed,
the forest, maybe we're getting somewhere.
What's in the active right now?
That's Chikorita.
That is the Chikorita, yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we don't even have the Turtwig established yet, so it's going to have to be...
no Turtwig, no Roselia is just... I would love to know what's going on with the prize cards, because based on his early Buddy Poffin choices, it's got to be dubious.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another advantage that Wailord has all those stage 1s. Not prizing as much when you just have less Pokemon straight up.
And who cares? You play Gladion, and you play Inteleon and Drizzile, so you're going to find it.
Yep. Gladion for that one evolution you need is a lot better than Gladion and, oh shoot, I prized a stage 1 and a stage 2, and there's
Absolutely.
Grass is enemies itself sometimes. But
Chucky would love this. We see the Sir Whale, of course, in the active swinging. Chucky's custom artwork on the Wailord. Love that guy.
Hand drawn by former full grip champion Chucky, who won with that Wailord.
Yeah, those prizes have to be wild.
Scrag's in the tank right now. Like, in the tank. You play teammates, and you look at your deck once, you look at your deck twice, you look at it For the
I mean,
third time,
Scrag
it's
has
like, what am I
no
doing?
response this turn. So what Scrag got to do is make sure that he has the best possible response for next turn off
Yeah.
his teammates.
And hope to God that Lee doesn't rip a Mallow and Lana to just shrug off whatever happens.
Yeah, Mal and Lana would be terrible. Another boss's orders or some other power card would be terrible. We do see Escape Rope. Now, all those Pokemon
Ice Cube. Just
would
feed it.
probably die if he grabbed the tools to go into Meganium here. So choosing not to go into the Ice Cube, maybe just worried about it getting trapped with 2 Retreat.
Oh, yeah, 2 Retreat on that guy? No, he's way too fat.
Yeah, so just opting to go into the safe 1 retreating option. It's possible Inteleon dies here if we do see Meganium come down and another energy get attached.
But that's okay. You could recover that
Yeah,
over the course of some turns, and then it becomes more utility as the game goes on.
Yep.
Nessa's still in
Going
deck,
down
Superior's
is
still
never
in deck. You got a lot of valuable resources still in the deck right now.
Yeah. It's also possible that we just opt to go for a pack call here and just set up for next turn rather than chunk into the Inteleon. Yeah, and that's exactly what we see happening.
Yep.
100 damage, who cares? Pack call, fantastic. Just get 1 Bayleaf going, make a little bit more progress.
Yeah, and Johan in chat just scooped their game against Ghoulies. They prized 4 of their 6 energy,
Oh,
as well as the Brooklyn Hill.
You're done. You're done.
Yeah, that's not the game anybody wants to have, but
No.
and that was RDT.
it
That's
happened.
RDT against Sableye. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not having fun in that scenario for sure.
yeah, you're stuck there for sure.
Yep, that's I think if I could add 1 more card to RDT, it would 100% be a basic energy.
And that's
I've been
what Chucky
playing.
and I did.
I know I've been on 7 basics my whole life. I would honestly cut a rainbow for a 7th basic. That's how dedicated I am.
Yeah, we
are
ended
gonna
up
see
cutting
Letter
Reset Stamp, and I do regret it.
paying for retreat.
Reset Stamp is really strong. That's not what I would cut for the 7th energy.
Yeah.
I definitely like the 7th energy big time. But yeah, there comes Big Whale. Very easy to just attach retreat. Definitely smart to not push the Ice Cube there. Does choose to commit the Wishy-Washy. Okay. He's got another energy. Yeah, I probably would just attach the Inteleon. I don't know if I'd even bother with the Wishy-Washy, but you're going to draw some more cards if you bench it, so.
I totally agree. That 1 energy is going to give you not only the threat of the Inteleon attack, but also a pivot if anything were to happen. And again, it's like you think about Mallow and Lana plays down the line, that 1 energy being able to pivot if he doesn't have a retreat tool access right now. He can just retreat that 1 energy off if he need be after a Mallow and Lana.
And that's a great place to put that muscle band, because what's the worst that could happen here? You Raihan onto the Tapu Bulu, you evolve into the Meganium, and you swing with the muscle band Tapu Bulu for 240.
Knockout. Yep.
So this gives you the perfect response here. The muscle band is actually overkill because the Bulu does damage itself, but Inteleon would definitely be getting the job done and threatening big damage on anything. So we do see the Bayleaf committed. Do we have the Forest? We do. So we can also see Lana's Aid. We can get some guys back here. Get that whole Rillaboom line in one fell swoop. Woo!
Huge.
That's what we like to see. Now,
That's huge.
we still do have to see the Meganium. Rillaboom only gets 2 energy, not 4. We need to see a little better than that. Do we have anything else in the tank, or is it just a sack and pass? I hope not.
It's tough, but there was the burst that we needed. We just need more. We need more.
Yeah. Yep. Big time. We needed to And again, I'm sure that something like Grottle or Roserade is prized here and really just taking out that explosive power at the kneecaps.
Yep, Scragg's not been able to find any knockouts past the original knockout on the Hisuian Basculin.
Yeah, so this is probably going to just be a Cricketot bug hunch angle if I had to guess.
Yep, and there you go.
Which is totally fine. You know, we're falling behind on the prize race, but you just got to make sure that Bulu's safe. With the Floatstone committed, though,
Now you can't muscle band it.
I don't like that. That's for sure. I think I would have been inclined to just push the Cricketot, but of course we don't know what he top decked. That could have impacted his decision on what to promote.
There's Roselia.
And he does get 3 Pokemon, which is really
Roselia,
nice.
Shaman, and
Meganium.
Yep.
Shaman, I guess, has just got to be, discard fodder, something, just pushing the active or take an escape rope hit or what have you.
I guess they could be worried about like the little Intellion
Sure.
snipes here. There.
Sure. That
Right.
extra 20 damage setup on the Rillaboom or the Meganium could be
There's an
impacted.
immediate bump to the stadium, so that's good for Lee.
Get that out of here.
Yep.
Yeah, if anybody knows how good that stadium can be when it stays up, it's Lee.
And Lee
pretty
played.
gross.
Lee played to that. I mean, there hasn't been any stadiums burned from Lee's side. Hasn't expended the field blower yet. So all the outs were still there for it.
But you see the reversal. That does count as a colorless energy, so I would not hate to see that committed to the Intellion here.
Yeah, and attach for turn's attach for turn. Like,
Yep.
You
Just get
take
that
those.
energy on the field.
for sure.
Of course, you do have to get worried about committing too many energy, but Milo Pump plays so many switching options that it's usually not that bad if you play most or all of your energy.
And again, we haven't seen either commitment of either the float stone or the air balloon from Lee's side, so all the mobility's still in deck.
Oh.
We're going to opt to go in with the Intellion. I don't hate this at all. You protect
Keeping
your
that
whale
really
investment.
safe.
You get the
Yep.
ping on board before you ever have that. There's superior energy retrieval to be
Yep.
able to go ahead
I
and
mean,
grab those energies
dude,
right back.
This is
So-
great. So really, you're just paying superior to thin your hand.
Yep.
And
Yeah, getting
exactly.
to auxiliary.
We need.
Pokemon.
We want to see Phoebus come down at some point very soon to be able to hit Melodic so that we can recycle some of these resources. But Nessa's still in deck. I mean, everything that you need to finish this game is still in the deck.
It's a play that seems so scary on paper, but really is not for a deck like
No.
this.
Not at all.
Who cares?
You need
So,
that
yeah,
superior back. You need those energies back later. Just Melodic to the
Milotic.
superior again, bro. You're okay.
It's silly. It's a silly deck. Yeah, Superior is just one of my favorite cards. I've been playing it in a lot of decks. Not just even Milo Pump. It thins your hand and just gets you so many energy for one card play. And we do see the Irida played. Do we have access to the maybe Feebas and Scoop Up Net or something? Get that Ice Cube out of here.
Yeah, that Ice Cube has ended
Ice
up
Cube's
being a little
so
pesky.
annoying.
Yeah, having that down since basically turn one of the game.
Hate it.
I do see where it can cheese matchups and whatnot, but I just don't think there was any value to putting it into play in this one ever.
No, you
Wasn't
draw
like-
one
wasn't
more
like we
card
were
off
thinning.
artillery,
I don't even
but
think we were using Octillery at that point.
yeah. So we get Rope. Rope's definitely good here. Those 3 bench Pokemon are going to be a lot more impactful than. The only problem is you've already retreated this turn.
Yeah,
So
and
it doesn't really make any sense to use Rope now.
I agree. I think you're just I think if Lee is
Just hold it
smart
for
here, he's
later.
just holding it. Yeah.
And I mean, of course, that's why Scrag chose to take that Shaman too, is that Shaman is going to be a great way to prevent the escape rope from getting too much value. Unless, of course, he promotes the Shaman. It's interesting.
I guess
So-
the Scoop Up Net's probably prized.
Yeah. So just contemplating
Oh
it.
man, Lee, don't play
Come
this
on.
rope. Don't play this rope, Lee.
No, I
You've
think you did the exact right thing of just going into Inteleon.
Yeah,
you get a better KO if you play rope, but
you've committed
okay.
so many resources to. You could have just made this
And we're
play
attacking
without
blue.
having.
And I mean, I think we're okay to happy almost to sack the Bulu. It gets the floatstone off of it. Now we can just revive
Recover
the
it
Tapu
and
Bulu
muscle
and
band.
Meganium.
Yeah,
That's all you need is Meganium and Rillaboom, and that's 4 energy. So
yeah,
not super thrilled about that line, admittedly.
yeah, for sure. And I mean, like I said, it was
Brasilia.
a line, but you committed a lot to get those energies off the Whale Lord that had no damage on it. I mean, you could have just swung.
Yeah. We know, I mean, Milo Pump is not an aggressive list. It's not a deck like Dragobox that's trying to keep pushing the extensions to keep maintaining a lead. Milo Pump's just going to kind of chill out.
There's Gladian,
saying,
so
"I
we're
have a
about to
better
see
board
what
state,"
was important
and-
that was prized.
Yep, let's see this.
I almost wish Scrag would just show us.
Yes.
Lee, turn your head. Scrag, show us the prizes.
I'm going to guess that Roserade's in there. That's my suspicion. Otherwise, he would have grabbed Roselia at the beginning of the game. And I think at least one of the Turtera line is in there. I'm going to guess Turtwig and Roserade. And I think he took Roserade off.
Grabbed the Roserade for sure.
Yeah. So that'll be a great tool next turn, but it's not going to help right now. And the clock is ticking.
Having no access to Torterra, that's...
Torterra's going to be one of the best ways to get back in this game, and it's just not going to happen. The stadium is down. I mean, just no good. So Scrag's having a big think here. Maybe just goes for Bug Hunch again, or retreating into the Shaman as the safest Pokemon to sacrifice. Of course, how many basic energy does the Milo
going for the sleep?
6.
You're going for the sleep? Maybe. I could see that. You Rillaboom for 1 energy. I don't hate that at all. It might be that sort of cheese that you need to win this game. If you play normal, you might just be too far behind.
Yeah.
But yeah, that 6 basic energy count's important. Of course, if Kricketune gets into play, some of these Pokemon are going to get a lot of HP, especially if the Torterra ever does make an appearance. It does take 5 basic energy from the Wailord to kill it with under Kricketune.
And it's awake.
Well, he tried his best, and
in any way, shape, or form,
Lana, so it did not matter.
Yeah, did not matter at all.
Yeah, now no Roserade play, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. That's unfortunate.
And there's the first tool.
He did what he had to. I think that you have to go for those risky plays when you're so far behind like this. If you play fair, you're just going to lose, unfortunately. Mm-hmm. So did what he could, but
there's
and then
the
we do
scoop up net.
As we expected, probably prized.
We know Melodic's in hand as well. So
yeah, there's no chance that he gets janked.
Gonna be able to flinch off any hit this next turn with a Mallow and Lana. This is lights out, boys.
Yeah,
yep, done deal.
Well, this is the kind of game where Budu really could have helped. Like just the weird setup start.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That and like the built-in pivot of it with its free retreat.
Yeah, the free retreat of Budu is something I value a lot. We've seen how many times he's retreated by discarding an energy this game.
Yeah.
Or by committing Floatstone. So, Jungle Drums. Where's this energy going to go? We could attack with Meganium for, peanuts compared to how big this guy is. But
ooh, the muscle band on the Meganium.
I mean, sure.
We're going to take the Inteleon.
That is a knockout.
That is a knockout.
That is the prize. Yep.
Ignoring this whale again.
Yes.
I mean, that is one way to go about it, but you have to be in the lead to be trying to win with that style of game plan.
Well, the
unfortunately.
melodics
Yeah.
in hand, right?
Yeah.
The melodics in hand, we can get literally whatever at this point.
I
Yeah.
just don't even feel the need to extend that for anything,
No, I
to
think
be
I would
honest.
basically just draw knockout.
Yep.
And I mean, there's like nothing that can respond to this.
No.
Oh, Nessa. So
Okay,
you
he
can
does
just
have Nessa,
That's,
so
I mean,
just,
that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, just grab the whole
Sure.
line back and just, yep.
or
Yeah,
yeah, or in his case, maybe get some energy and
set up
pre-attach
wishy-washy.
the wishy-washy.
Yeah. I
Yup.
don't hate that either.
So
Drizzle
now
Yeah,
you
'cause
got
he
enough.
keeps getting
search in
zoned,
hand.
but
You got discard
never-
search in hand. You got an attacker on the board.
Your entire
Holy
deck
moly.
is at your disposal next turn.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Whichever way it comes.
So we're gonna need to see Forest of Vitality for Executor and Vileplume, I think. That's gonna be
It's gonna be a GG's.
it's gonna be about the only thing that gets us out of this absolute
Yeah, it's
nightmare.
gonna need to be
There's
Lieutenant
six maybe off
Surge,
surprises. Exactly. as
Guzma the
predicted.
Phoebus, Avery.
Yup. Yeah, we can't even
Like-
get to Peter Stadium. It's Jover. And Rillaboom, while we're at it, go out
Only
swinging.
one
I
energy
guess.
in deck, or
Yeah,
No,
he's
he couldn't.
okay.
Okay.
He's got two, but he's definitely burned through a lot. Scoop up net, and yep, good game.
And with that, Lee Hoffman on Milo Pump defends the Blazer house tonight, going 4-0 with Milo Pump, with a little bit of spice included.
I would love to know if that ice cube attacked a single time tonight.
Yeah, I would too.
Kinda don't think it did, but we never know.
I bet not. This meta tonight was all over the place with a bunch of evolution decks, so
Yeah,
I could see it very much not have had much play. But Lee brings it home at 4-0, keeps us all in the winnings again, and you know, like we said, he's a great webcam player, so it's very tough to catch Lee off guard in these atmospheres. So
Absolutely.
congratulations to Lee. And once again, I'm going to give our partners over at Collectors Connection one more big shout out and thank you. Thank you to Collectors Connection for everything that you guys are allowing us to do. Thank you for partnering with us on the streams and tournaments. You can check out their website, guys, at collectorsconnectionduluth.com for their weekly events. Check them out if you're in the Duluth, Minnesota area, and all their card sport action that they have going on weekly. And guys, closing thoughts. Send us out of here.
Yeah, I mean, grass is looking real good right now with the kind of recursion that it can get. It's just who's gonna crack it. Is kind of what I'm thinking.
There's so many different grass cards to be playing. There's obviously the Rillaboom stuff, the Meganium stuff. There's Cherim stuff. There's Vileplume and Control stuff. A lot of different angles we could see grass being taken, but I think the number one problem is just grass losing to itself. And we saw today that Scrag played wonderfully, played an excellent game, but just the prize cards, grass fighting against itself a little bit.
Well,
So whoever can make grass work really well every single time, I think is going to have a very strong deck.
well, guys, it has been an awesome time. To the viewers that have been hanging out tonight, to my partners, Evan, Wiki, and SPO on the commentary booth tonight. We hope you guys have a great rest of your evening. Thanks for hanging out. Peace.